You know what's funny? I actually just remembered that I have some brand new music.
Hey.
Brand new music that was sent to me so that I would be able to have new intro and outro type stuff.
Sick.
Chit chatting with my cousins, the co-champs, Sam and Robert Morgan. Shout out to them. Actually, now it's Co Inc. I think is because it's Rob Inc., Sammy Dimes. I have music from them that we're going to use, but all of our initial Grown A Geeks music comes from, and shout out to China Hustle, gold artist, gold album plaque artist, award-winning producer. Did all of our original music. If you go back and watch some of the other stuff, the stuff that had the little the film reel at the beginning of it, that audio was produced by a gold certified producer.
Nice.
So we're going to get there. But on the topic of music, first off, what's going on, boys, girls, geeks of all ages? We are Grown A Geeks. This is Weigh In Wednesdays. You are fucking awesome for being here with us. Click that subscribe over in the corner there. Hit that QR code so you can follow us on everything. We are Grown A Geeks. I need you to, I'm just going to ask straight up. Do me a favor. Help me out.
Okay.
Subscribe. Ooh. Share.
Ooh.
Like.
Talk to them.
Be a part of it.
Okay.
Because it really does make a difference. It makes a difference. And it would mean the world to me if you did it. Be the awesome geeks that I know you are and share this bitch. Let's get out there. Don't just like it for yourself. Don't be stingy. Share it with the world. Let other people know.
Yeah.
But that's enough on that. Let's get into today's show. I had an opportunity to take a look at my Spotify because, it's that time of year.
Right.
Where we all get to see our year-end wrap and what Spotify has to tell us, what we listened to, what we did. And I have to give a major, major shout out. I was hoping that I could get him on the show tonight, but one of our very own geeks, Ty Longworth, has his own podcast, and it came up number 3 in my most played podcasts. Number 3 for the year. I run my own freaking podcast, and my friend's podcast came up more times than mine. I feel some kind of way about that. But I'm also thinking that obviously when I go back and I edit and I re-listen to shows and stuff like that to get ideas and clip this and clip that, it is not taking into account me listening on my own thing. Hey, what's going on, Russell?
Hey.
What's up?
Hey.
And that is Russell Parkway. Russell's got when is your book tour? Has that happened? Is that coming? I know you've got that happening real soon, if it hasn't happened already. So talk to me. What do we got happening with the book tour? That's our resident author. Amazing person. Canadian. He hangs out up there, up north, up top. But going through my Spotify, going through my music listing, likes and such, it was pretty impressive. Whiskalodian made my top 3. Dave, I know you do a lot of stuff, and you have to you have time to just listen to music. So let me show you what my number 1 show was. This was actually a podcast that I listened to. Get it set up. Share screen. Let me click that. Boom. Take everything else out the screen. Oh, wait. Pause. Okay, we're gonna have to go back through. I shared all this on my Instagram because I don't know how to pull it up on my. Nope, it is. That is not happening. So let's see. Yeah, I don't know how to use Instagram on the computer. So you know what it is? It's this window. So okay, a couple of funny stories here. A couple of good things are gonna happen. First off, I changed out a monitor on my setup. So I have three monitors on my computer. One that I use as a working window, like when we're on the show, I can see stuff that's happening over here. If I need to pull up information, one that I use to have all the live content that's playing real time, so I can see if there's a problem in any of the streams or anything like that. And then, lastly, I have the center window, which is like where this video is, and oh, okay. I did miss that. I did miss that. So haven't seen the post, but due to delays in the publishing process, Jam Run won't be released until the first quarter of next year. Okay, well, that gives everybody time to go and check it out. Russell, do me a favor and put the website for people to go and find the book, order it, and get a part of it. I will put that here on the screen so people can see it. But put that up so we know exactly. That gives them time to get the subscribers going.
Are his books on Audible or Kindle?
I was able to get mine through Amazon, and I could get WhisperSync to read it to me.
Okay.
So now it is weird because WhisperSync isn't the same as like where with Audible, like typically you have like I won't say a celebrity, but somebody reads the book and they do
Right.
characters and stuff. I love Audible for that reason. But yes, they are on Kindle, and I guess that's why it worked because I was able to do WhisperSync and I was able to get it read. But it sounds like Alexa reading it to you or Siri reading it to you, so it's a little.
Well, I mean, if it's on Kindle, I can get it and I can read it.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh no. I mean, you can absolutely read it yourself, but as an audiobook, WhisperSync, there are books you can just buy the book and WhisperSync will just go through and read the text.
Yeah.
And so it's not the same as a full-on audiobook where they have like direction and people, they get celebrities to do it, but it is good for the read. But there again, that is russellparkway.com. russellparkway.com. Be sure to check it out. Check out all the books, a number of books. I think this is number 4, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know there's Delicacies, Chill Run. 5. Okay. Number 5. So yeah. I've got 3. I'm not gonna lie. I got to get 2 more. But I also need a little bit more time to read. I haven't had a lot of time to read lately. So I haven't been. Oh, but the whole point of all of that. So going back, my ADD's kicking in. So I got I put a new monitor up. And to be clear, it's not even a monitor. I put a 27-inch LED TV in my center for like my third monitor. So we have a nice video monitor over here, nice video monitor over there, and the center monitor here. I was like, okay, we play games on it. If it was bigger, that would be great. Yeah, that was a bad decision. This this TV, it's a 27-inch LED TV. It's got HDMI, but it's only a 720, first of all. So the resolution is garbage. And then because I have 2 high-end monitors on the side, when I move my mouse across the 3 screens, those images where you see like they draw the picture of the horse and they have it broken up into sections, and like if it's a good trilogy, it's just a picture of a nice horse. If it's a bad trilogy, it'll be like a good first half, a good middle half, and then the last half will look like it was drawn by a 5-year-old. My middle horse is like crayon. I have like really nice charcoal over here. I have water paint over here, and this is like crayon. It is so bad. But okay, so here are the books for those of you who are interested. Pandora's Succession, that was book 1. Unsavory Delicacies, Chill Run, The Demeter Code, and coming soon, Jam Run. Unsavory Delicacies is that's the one of the collection of short stories, correct? I think that one. I know I have that one. I have Pandora, Unsavory, and Chill Run. What I don't have is the Demeter Code, and obviously I don't have Jam Run as it has not come out yet. Yeah, that's the collection of short stories. That one I really like that one. It's a quick read. You can definitely check that out, and they can find all of these books at Kindle, or they can go to russellparkway.com. So it's good to hear from you. It's really good to hear from you, Russell. So I'm gonna try this again and see if I can share this. I'm gonna just like click it, and maybe I can pause it at the very least. So let's present screen. I'm gonna share screen. Gonna click that story, and then we're gonna share screen one. Boom. So my top artist this year. See, I missed it, but this is what I wanted to show you right here. So Marvel Wastelanders. That is my number one podcast. That is a series of like, think of it like if a comic book was an audiobook. That's what that is. Graphic novels in audiobook format. They have a number of stories. It started off just following Marvel and Sirius XM. They have Wolverine. There's like I want to say there's three different books that are Wolverine. Then you get into Marvel Wastelanders. In the Wastelanders series, I know they have Doom, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Star-Lord, and Rocket. And I think Wolverine has a Wastelanders one as well. That was really good. And it is for anybody who's ever read Old Man Logan, a comic book written by Mark Millar, because I don't know anything else outside of Mark Millar when it comes to comics.
Right.
Such a fanboy. But Mark Millar actually wrote Old Man Logan, and that is actually one of the best universes that was created in Marvel Comics. And it's a futuristic. All the heroes are dead. There's only a handful of heroes alive still. All the villains took over and they sectioned off the US. So this area is like Hulk World, and this area is controlled by Kingpin. It's a great story to dive into. And I mean, the voice acting in Marvel's Wastelanders, it's so good. So good. That was actually my number one podcast that I listened to this year because there were so many books. Dissect is actually hosted by Spotify Studios, and I love Dissect. It is like music theory for dummies, I guess is the best way to describe it. The guy, Kyle Kushner, like you take an album and he dissects every part of the album, song by song, line by line. They do a full breakdown. And hey, there she is. Let me move that out the way. Boom. What's going on, girl?
Hello.
And so
Hello.
they break down every part of the song, and they get into like some real music theory where like there's certain songs that my favorite one of all of them has to be the breakdown of Because of the Internet, Childish Gambino. I mean, he talks about how, first of all, the impact that particular album had, given that it was all of the press that surrounded that album was mostly done on the internet. And there's this character of the boy, and there was only like 2 or 3 videos that came from that. And he talks about the videos, the beats, even the way it would be stuff like the album started off doing one thing, and the other half of the album does this other thing, and it happens at exactly the 32-minute mark of the album, and the whole album would be like 64 minutes. So it's at the exact half when something happens, and here's the change. And I mean, it's amazing, and it really kind of makes you look at the way people do things in a new light, because Like on the one hand, you have to respect what they're doing, but at the other hand, it's like there is no way that these people actually put that kind of thought. Some of this shit has to be coincidence, but it's amazing because a lot of times it's not. And coming in at number 3, Ty Longworth, Damn It Man, Whiskalodian was my top podcast. I listened apparently through Spotify. I listened to more Whiskalodian than I listened to Grown A Geeks, which is also on Spotify.
Oh shit.
So you could find, not only could you find Whiskalodian, Dissect, and Marvel Wastelanders, but you could absolutely 100% find Grown A Geeks on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts, and anywhere else you get your podcasts. There's a ton of them out there. But I thought that was pretty dope. And I just want to give a shout out to Ty for that. Apparently, I'm an adventurer when it comes to music. Exploration, newness, variety, uniqueness. Sounds like a grown ass geek to me. Somebody who wants to stand out from the crowd. And I'm always looking for that new song. Like I remember in my friend group, I'm not going to say just in general, but in my friend group, I was the first person to say that Thrift Shop by Macklemore. I was like, yo, that's a hot ass song. And I jumped on that song first, and then it ended up blowing up, and it was like the shit for a while. It was all you could hear. Gautier, somebody that I used to know, I was bumping that first. Tuvlo. What is that song? All the time. I can't think of the name of the song at the moment, but it's like it's gonna bother me. I'll have to come up with that song later. But I'm always looking for new artists and new music, new sounds, something different, so I can kind of stay ahead of the curve when it comes to music. These were my top artists. Dave, check out this list.
I feel it. I'm with it.
My top 5 song of the year was Dragon Ball Durag.
It's a bop.
That is such a bop. Like, I wish I could have that just playing in the background when we record. I love that song. But I listened to a grand total of 22,000 minutes of music this year. Spotify told me I was in the top 74. Oh, there it is.
There you go.
That's more than I listened to 22,000 minutes of music. That's more than 74% than other listeners in the US. And I think it's because like other than like in the mornings now I listen to the Breakfast Club on my way to work, but past that I don't really listen to anything. Oh, it went away. Fortunately, nothing was on my Instagram to show. This is by Instagram, not Grown A Geeks Instagram. So I apologize in advance.
I was going to say, hold on a second.
Right. I apologize. What was that? That was some neck bones. Let me see. That was some neck bones. Well, look, we got food and booty. Like, I mean, can't go wrong. Food and booty. Sometimes they're the same.
See now, Sam, you think that you're out there with stuff, right? You're an individual, right? But are you an individual enough to not even use Spotify so you can't do the same thing that everyone else is doing right now? Because that's me right here.
Right, you know what I'm saying? But you know, and the funny thing is, I wanted to call out on Jeffrey because Jeffrey uses Apple Music, and matter of fact,
I use Amazon and my own downloaded stuff that I've had for like 15, 20 years that I got from some of it I got from like LimeWire and like WinMX and all that back in the day. I've somehow transferred from computer to computer for 20 years.
No, I feel that 100%. I mean, I've got I literally on my phone right now, I have a playlist that I've had for years. Okay. In fact, some of the music that you know what, I can actually
I look better smaller. Make my windows smaller.
Stop it.
I redid the hair though. You like the new do?
What color is that? In my screen, it looks pinkish red.
Hold on, I'm pouring more water because I've already finished all my alcohol and I'm a little upset because I'm just starting to sober up now. But I didn't have a lot of Fireball to begin with, so like, okay, so I'm gonna take this off. My hair's a little greasy because I'm in between wash days, but that's okay. So I actually parted it diagonally.
Okay, I see it
So
there.
I parted it from like back here up to here, and this whole front part is all this like it was supposed to be like a dark purple, but it ended up more of a fuchsia. And then the
Okay,
pink, like the really bright pink, was supposed to be um fuchsia, and it
okay.
turned out like bright pink instead. So
So
um
so that would be like it's got mixes of a darker
it's like a
fuchsia with a
yeah, it's like a
like pink
dark
highlights around.
well it's like I said, I diagonally cut it. And because of the way I part my hair, this way it layers on top of each other.
Okay.
So it looks like I have like highlights of some sort when it's really just the way I part and I move my hair makes it look like I have different colors in there. But it's literally only 2 colors. So and now
That's kind of
I've screwed it up.
So yeah, I listen to a lot of music. I mean, but it's also I also have a kind of job where I am by myself a lot, and the quiet, to some degree, the quiet would drive me crazy.
Oh yeah, I used to like do when I was still
So
working retail. I used to listen to I finally got stuff to be able to listen to things without having to just be out loud because I had a smartwatch for a while and I used to just play music on my smartwatch. But if someone came in, then I'd have to like scramble to turn it off, especially if it was something that wasn't appropriate.
right.
And then I started listening to audiobooks at work. Or I'd have on let's see, like little like I don't know, comedy specials or other random things off of Netflix. I'd be streaming video, but I wouldn't be watching it. I'd just be listening to it. So, but same thing. If I wasn't careful, I'd usually leave one earpiece out. Because that's when I
Right.
finally started using like headphones. But I never upgraded enough while I was still working retail to have Bluetooth. It was always wired, which I'm sure Bluetooth would have been a lot easier, but
But you
I
know, the
don't.
thing was like, also you got to keep in mind that like Bluetooth then would have been like way more expensive than Bluetooth now.
I mean, yes and no. It hasn't been that long since I quit retail, so
But I mean, to get the kind of Bluetooth that would have been worthwhile to only have like one ear in, and because I mean, like, okay, Samsung Buds, for example, they have like ambient sound where you can have both Bluetooth, you can have both earbuds in, and you can still technically hear around you.
Mhm.
But I don't
I think
trust that enough.
I think that's kind of with David. David, you've got the Amazon Echo Buds, right?
Yes, I do.
That's what I got you. I've got Skull Candy. I just
Ooh,
don't use them very
Okay.
often, but I mean they sound great whenever I do use them. But I also have these guys, so I can just kind of like double cat ear. There we go. I can double cat ear it, and the
so
extra
I've
special.
got.
Same thing. These sound
I
great.
use the what are they? The Samsung Buds Live,
right.
which those are great.
So I'm just
But
a slave. I mean, 22,000 hours of music. I've got these are Bluetooth, those are Bluetooth, those are Bluetooth. I have another set in my car right
Now,
now.
do you have any Raycon though?
Let me tell you something. They know that I want to buy some because they
No.
keep showing me the
It's the thing
advertisement.
though. Don't get it. I actually saw some stuff on it because like I've been thinking myself because they've been advertised for years now, right? Especially
Mhm.
around Christmas. They're pushing, oh, they're like super cheap, blah, blah, blah. You can get skull candy cheaper, not even on sale, and they're better quality apparently than Raycon. Apparently Raycons break all the time. Their customer service is great, but it has to be for them to stay in business because their stuff is always breaking. And just like the quality's bad. Think like Beats. They're more selling the brand
The brand,
and
yeah.
they're selling like these are
No,
made by Ray J than like the actual quality headset
I
or
can tell you
earbuds.
100% the Bluetooths that are in my car right now are JBL Audio Air. And I got them, shout out to Target. I got them at Target
It's a fancy.
for $29.99.
Put your pinky up when you say it.
I got them at Target
Mm-hmm.
for $29.99. And they have the ear hooks and adjustable, the little adjustable rubber tips to go in the ear.
But just the tip goes in the ear, right?
Just the tip.
Okay.
Don't want it to be weird, you know. So just the tip.
I actually kind of really want like wireless earbuds that have the little hooks that go on your ears too. I've always I loved those when they were wired, and I actually loved the ones that just go straight in that don't have the little like silicone nubby. Those never stay in my ear properly, and I hate those became the standard. So that was annoying. But
and honestly, that's why I love my Samsung Live, because they don't have that little silicone thing that goes in your ear. It like just sits right outside the ear canal. And those, like the other ones, I was losing them all the time. Like I had the Buds Pro, and they kept falling out.
You know what? Let me see if
wear them for 12 hours straight.
I will say my Skull Candy, like I said, I haven't used them a lot, but a similar thing. They do have the little silicone little nubbies, but because of the way they're shaped, like the rest of it outside, they sit in your ear very snug. And I've never had any issues with them like falling out or whatever. They still don't sit in well enough for me to like be able to use them while I'm trying to go to sleep. I actually recently got a Bluetooth like headband that has audio, like, you know, headphones or whatever, that I can play stuff in, like if David's having a really bad night with his snoring and I can't sleep, but I don't want to leave the room because then David will stop sleeping because I need to be in. Yeah. So
I totally get that. Celeste she was on vacation for a couple of days, and she did a girls trip with her sister. Worst sleep I had in like forever. And I could not, I was like, what the hell? This is crazy.
I was like, that's why next week David's going out of town for his like little side job he does every now and then. And they always put him up in a hotel. So I'm gonna go with him because I mean,
is it for runoff stuff?
Yeah. Yep. I just need internet and I can still work. I'm not gonna go with him while he's doing his runoff stuff, but I'll be there whenever he's done. So this way I can make
my wife has cousins. I've been married 23 years, so if I say like my cousins, it's only because I've known these folks for 23 years. They've been my cousins for 23 years. My cousins are down from Detroit as a part of the runoff stuff, and they were here Thanksgiving, so that was a thing. Happy belated Thanksgiving to everyone as well. Like, did everybody have a decent Thanksgiving? Did y'all have?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Right. Oh, can I just say real quick too? If anyone else wants the Skull Candy earbuds, it's the Skull Candy Sesh Evo True Wireless. Blah blah. Right.
What the dog doing?
They are on sale for $30. So same price I paid for them like a couple years ago.
Ooh,
So yeah, they're typically only $50. So even still, like $20 off.
Yeah.
For a really good quality like Bluetooth earbuds, like they're really good. So that's not a bad deal. They come with a little charging box and everything like your normal earbuds would, all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, they're really nice. Go pick them up.
Actually, I've always loved Skull Candy, but when I was getting away from the wired stuff, it's just I was buying Samsung because
Samsung. I mean, I can understand that. Like, if I had more money, I would go for like all Samsung products. I do that a lot with my my computer peripherals. Like I've got a lot of Razer things, but that's about it.
I'm gonna show you the best cheap headphones in the world. Actually, I take this back. I call them JBL. I call them JL Audio or JBL Audio. I was giving them too much credit. This is a knockoff brand. This ain't even JBL. These are J-Lab. J-Lab Go.
Bluetooth headset that I gave him was a JBL before I got him the earbuds.
Because see, JBL is like named
JBL is solid.
And that's why I wanted to clarify. Shout out to JBL because JBL is solid. I have a pair of JBL. Actually, I have a JBL speaker.
Like
that thing is the shit.
I'm gonna add just because I'm just gonna add to just the quality of it. Like the only reason it like died on me is because I'm clumsy as hell.
But you had to drop it so many times to finally give out on you.
Yeah, JBL like super solid. Like if if I had a job that would allow me to like wear headphones like that again, because I can't really do it at my job right now.
Gotta be professional, David.
Gotta be professional. But earbuds work fine. So
I have a question.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Russell, if you got a second, you want to hop in here because I need you to explain to me how you celebrated Thanksgiving last October.
Is he in Canada?
I mean,
oh wait, hold on. No, you said last October.
Right. That's why I was like,
whoa, hey.
I got questions. I need answers. Last October?
What?
I can understand if you was like, you know what? We celebrated Thanksgiving in October. Cool. You do you.
David, I thought you got something to mix that with. That doesn't look mixed.
No, it is.
Okay.
Ginger ale.
Huh?
Ginger ale.
Oh, ginger ale. Okay. Well, if you wanna pass,
but it's the same
that bottle
year.
my way.
I mean, but y'all, that's like, okay, but you said you celebrated last October. If you said you celebrated Thanksgiving this October, I
think he more meant this past October.
And that's why I just needed clarity. Yeah. If that's what he meant, cool. That's not what he said.
So David, do you want to tell the class all the things that you cooked for Thanksgiving?
Nah.
Yeah, man.
Nah.
Tell us.
We hosted Thanksgiving. This was our first Thanksgiving that we hosted as a couple.
Okay.
Because last year we went. We haven't done it before.
We
haven't done it before.
Very cool.
What about the year before last?
No, we did. We were by ourselves. It was just you and me. And
Jordan
came over at the end of it.
You said hosted. Sorry, my bad.
Hosted.
Never mind.
Last year we went to go visit his family.
I'm about to say, like, hold on, we've been together for a minute. What you mean?
Not that we've had together, that we've hosted together. And the year before that, we had literally signed on that, like just closed on the house like 2 days prior, 3 days prior.
Yeah, you're right.
That.
You're right.
And we just had a little Thanksgiving to ourselves. We had to rush to we had to try and buy like some overpriced gross like pots and pan set from Kroger, which I just replaced. It's all scratched to hell.
Hey, look, them pots and pans been working magic.
So look, let me tell you real quick, the trick to pots and pans: wooden utensils and silicone utensils.
Oh, I know. Tell the boys that, because they're the ones that keep using metal on everything.
Wooden utensils.
I know. And personally, I don't like wooden utensils. Wooden utensils are super difficult to clean and can harbor a lot of bacteria. I prefer silicone for pretty much everything.
Silicone
or
is
plastic,
100%.
Because you can get plastic that, as long as you don't leave it in the thing, it's not going to melt.
Well, I don't like plastic because plastic does burn at high temperatures, and I like to cook things at high temperatures. Cast iron, grill, things.
David
like that.
does a lot of cast iron and some grill.
I can't do
Thank
plastic.
You, David.
Absolutely agree with the silicone, 100%.
Do what, David?
But I grew up on.
I will kill it, David.
I grew up on wooden, and that is what I was trained with those years I was at Art Institute. Granted, they weren't accredited then, so what does that tell you? But back in 96, 97, when I was there, it was all about wood. And to this day, I am still like, I testify by my wood spoons, but I also steam and boil a lot of my wood stuff.
It's just a lot of maintenance. Like I grew up without a lot of money. And so we had my mom grew up, as far as cooking goes, you get utensils you really like, ones that you're going to know you can stick with for a long time. And during when I was growing up in the 90s, the plastic is king. Plastic was king back then. So you get a really durable plastic. And you good, David? Oh, they like the crate right now. And then Rosie's behind me on. I don't know if y'all can see Rosie.
No.
Yeah, you can see her a little bit. She's right there. You can see her little body. Oh God, I can't point. There we go.
Where
you can see her little. She's
right next to the Pikachu.
Right there.
Oh,
you can't see her face, Rosie.
But if you had that is awesome. I would not have known otherwise.
She's a stuffed animal. It's fine. You're okay, Rosie.
She was hiding so well.
Good girl. But yeah, so we grew up with plastic utensils and stuff, right? But it was thick, durable plastic, like Tupperware kind of stuff, whatever my mom could find at thrift stores, secondhand. And I remember her favorite spoon. She always had a favorite spoon, right? and this was plastic, and the end of it had all these little bubbles and stuff from where it had been and stuff that was too hot, but it's almost like it was seasoned, you know, it was
Right.
great. That was on top of it. It was her cookie spoon. So like I grew up where we always made Christmas cookies, like lots of different kinds of Christmas cookies around Christmas to take to school or whatever. And she always mixed with that spoon. So there's a lot of memories of like, you know, her going and like she wipe her finger on the spoon, let us taste the batter and everything, and or just cleaning the spoon off itself. She was devastated when that spoon broke in half. And it broke in half probably around 2012, 2013, something like that. So, but she'd had that spoon my whole life growing up, like as long as I can remember. And same thing with like her mixing bowls she liked. And same thing, the handle broke off the mixing bowl a few years prior. The spoon's broke in half. So she couldn't find a good spoon to replace it. I eventually found one because all the spoons, because she wanted to stick with plastic. She doesn't like wooden spoons. And she couldn't find anything else that wouldn't bend, because a lot of the plastic spoons weren't a nice, thick, hard plastic like that one was. So I found her one that was, and I have a similar one. It's a metal, it's a metal handle, and the end of it is covered in silicone. But that thing is sturdy. I like mine better because it's the spoon part isn't as deep, so it doesn't have batter that sticks in it.
Wait, explain that one again.
So it's a metal spoon.
Handle.
It's a metal spoon, but it has a silicone, like the spoon part, the scoop is covered in silicone.
Okay.
It's a fantastic mixing spoon. I love that thing so much. You can like when you make these cookies, I didn't grow up with like whisk, like the hand mixers and stuff, or like
you know what? I actually
KitchenAid. We didn't have KitchenAid. No,
I promise you, I just had a whole conversation with my wife because we watch a lot of like cooking shows and Food Network and whatnot. I was like, you know what they should do? They should have a cooking show where if Gordon Ramsay is such a great cook, Gordon Ramsay could come into my kitchen, use my pots and pans and utensils, and he could still make a fantastic meal. Every time you watch these cooking shows,
I think he could.
They do that actually.
Yeah.
What show is that?
It's not like a show per se. It's like it's on
thing?
it's on YouTube. Like they have like a home chef versus like a
No. I'm not talking about the guys like you and me who know how to grill and cook and do this.
Well, no. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I want a whole cooking competition.
Well, here's
instead of a KitchenAid mixer, I want to see them sit there with the fucking whisk and the big silver bowl.
Okay,
and do it by hand.
Okay, I got you. Okay, I got you. Saying. Okay, so that kind of does it. But what the show is like, they'll have like the actual chef who buys like all these expensive ingredients. It has like all their tools and whatever.
That's a different thing. Right? That's not Gordon Ramsay. That's just
Yeah, I'm not saying
as an example.
Yeah,
like professional chef.
But then they have like a home chef, like or like somebody like you or me or something that can cook, but not famous like that. But they'll have them switch ingredients. So like the chef will get like
it's
$20 ingredients.
It's called like, pro chef versus home chef.
There you go.
And so like an example is you have the pro chef gets everything so they have the same recipe like they're trying to make, right? Or the same thing they're trying to make. So like this example, it's Alfredo. So you have the home chef makes Alfredo with these ingredients, and you have the pro chef makes them with these ingredients, and then they switch the ingredients and they give them a recipe and they can ask, I think, 1 or 2 questions.
Yes,
but that's about it. So like, for instance, they have like Alfredo, right? The home chef, it only costs $13 for the ingredients, right? For the pro chef, it's $1,425.
What kind of cheese?
Like, I love how Sam had to lean back to catch his soul out of his body.
No, Sam, if you like that kind of stuff, especially if you want to watch that kind of stuff for your wife, it's on YouTube. Look up Pro Chef versus Home Cook, and it'll pop up as a whole playlist. David and I watch these every now and then. So it's really good. Like there's a steak dinner one. Okay. It's $500 versus $16 steak dinner. Like, yeah.
Okay, we got to go back real quick. I'm super stoked. Anytime I can make this shit happen, it's fantastic. I brought our resident tech expert,
Ayo,
just so we could talk to Roberto about headphones. I got a question about some headphones. What's going on, man?
Oh man,
What's going
I'm
on?
over
Is
here.
Been a
Is
minute.
this the right way to use more
Get-
headphones, right?
Get it?
No, hold on. I got more.
Hey,
I got more.
relax.
I got
So
more.
look,
Hold
Don't
on.
do
What
First
you're
that.
doing
off,
right now
we
is
can-
Atmos. If you
we
put
can-
another pair on there, then you're gonna
There
have
we go.
spatial audio.
This
Now
is
you're in
it, right?
spatial audio.
God.
okay,
That's
so
what
okay,
took once.
So
let's start with
these are Turtle Beach Elite Atlas Pro. This is like the first
I like
of
those.
the Elite Atlas models.
these are
I
all
got it
Bluetooth.
free because I was a GameStop store manager, and I love
Nice.
them so much. They do have a little microphone, but I have my own microphone that I use, so I usually
Mhm.
detach it whenever I can. But
Because
the
you're
little
fancy.
ear cups come off; they're magnetic. It's super comfortable, and I'm really sensitive with like. Let me take this off. I'm really sensitive with getting like migraines from like pressure on my head, so I'm
Oh, yeah.
really sensitive with headsets. But I loved older Turtle Beach. I don't care too much about their newer model ones because they went away from a lot of things I used to like about them. But anyway,
Russell,
that's my
Russell,
rant.
we'll come back to your
feel
Barbados recipes. I want to talk about the flying fish. We'll come back to that, but we got a special guest. We got to.
That definitely sounds good.
So first off, Roberto, what's going on, man? Legacy
What's up, man?
Technologies. I love the post. You stay busy. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Definitely stay busy, and I'm with my busiest, most demanding customer right now.
Well, thank
My
her.
my
for
wife
letting-
was like,
look. Thank
"What
her
are you
for
doing?"
letting
It
you
is.
hop on.
I said, "Well, Sam, he texted me and he said that he need a thing, so 10 minutes.
Specifically, like okay,
10 minutes.
10 minutes. We got you 10 minutes. Tell her first off, thank her for letting you be on. I've worked it out with the wife Wednesdays. We don't even playing shit because this is what I
Right.
do on Wednesdays. Any
Mhm.
other day of the week, I have to like forego, and that's priority. So thank her for the time.
Oh,
I will be rearranging. So all of everything here
Mhm.
is going to be moving into my living room at some point. As we have
That's a bold
discovered
move.
that, well, here's the thing. We have discovered that we don't even sit in the living room anymore.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just a 60-inch TV with a surround sound and a big ass sofa that we paid for it, and we don't even go in there. We sit on
Mhm.
this crappy little super comfy, well broken in love seat. We look
yeah.
at a 47-inch. Actually, I don't even think that's 47. We look at a 47-inch 4K. It's in here. All the games are in here. The computer's in here. Everybody's in this room. So
Yeah.
we have to make this room bigger.
Bigger. Yeah.
So we're going to take this room and we're going to migrate it over into the living room. So I have to figure out a way to incorporate my desk, computer, setup, all of my stuff, my display, all of that's going into the
your
living room.
tchotchkes.
Right, all my tchotchkes, all that's going into the living room, and we're going to convert this will become the living room. It'll be the family room. So we'll have a TV. We can all come in here, sit down, watch some TV, hang out, chill out. But that will be the game room, the play room moving forward.
Yeah. And I
We
mean,
will
if you guys all game and play together, then that would make sense to be the
I'm
bigger room.
scheduling a time. We haven't narrowed it down yet, but we will be calling Legacy Technologies, even though I know how to do a lot of that. I could use the help.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
And
can
you know,
use
it's
the
good
help.
to have another set of eyes.
Another set of eyes. I need some opinions. We got to get it all worked out. But today's special, we were actually talking about headphones, and we were talking about like Bluetooth and headphones, good headphones. Everybody has like, I guess, their preference or what they're used to, what they use.
Yeah.
I
have these standouts. These are the Google Pixel Series A Pixel Buds. And every time I wear them, people are like, "Those aren't AirPods. Why are you weird?"
Right, they're confused.
And I'm like, "Well,
Weird.
you know."
I mean, if you're
I just tell them I have better taste. It's not
if
my
you're
fault.
I don't
That
like
they're cheap.
control. I don't like to be controlled. I like the freedom to choose. That's my thing.
Yeah.
So
I just don't like Apple. Fuck that.
Right. And you know
And
what?
apparently
I
they
get
added
it.
I
those,
just tell them, hold on, let me close my phone real quick. Okay.
Right. What's funny is that it's been really interesting to see Steve Jobs' daughter, like kind of, and I'm sorry I can't remember her name. I just know that they're like, oh, Steve Jobs' daughter hates Tim Cook, and I'm like, what? But I don't think she hates him in particular, but I think she hates his lack of innovation, and I understand, but I respect Apple. They kind of wait for everybody else to screw up stuff, and then they come back and they're like, hey, You know that thing you did with the wireless charging? I think we could do that too. You have magnets on your phone? We could do that. Except we
But
can make
see,
people pay $8 for a case that has
then
magnets.
then they pitch it like they're the first ones to do it.
Oh yeah, just like crash detection. Crash detection's been around since like the Pixel 4. But again, I'm not sure how many people are using it. But you know, I digress. I'm the only person in my entire family that has an Android, so I hear it all. My mom, my son, my wife.
Show of
the
hands,
kids,
geeks.
everybody.
How many of us here are Android users?
I got 2 of them.
Everyone here Android? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Continue.
I'm,
You were
I'm
saying
actually so excited. I'm finally getting an S Pen for my Fold 3.
Nice.
They had
Mhm.
since I have the old one, they had Samsung had the official case that comes with an S Pen on sale for like $25.
ooh.
Oh yeah.
So
Gotta
I'm
check
like,
that.
let me pick that up because David got the Galaxy 22, which has the pen built in.
Yes. Another
Uh,
Android user.
and anytime I try and steal it, like I remember when we first got our phones and I
Yeah.
tried to steal it and see if I could use it on mine, and it gave me a thing. It was like, you can't use this on here. You need
Nope.
to use
Yeah.
this pen only. You can't use. I'm like, okay, fine. But it's such a huge phone. Why does this not
Yeah.
come
Why would you not?
with a
Yeah,
pen?
because
It would
Why?
make a lot of sense to
Like,
just have it.
Honestly, and not being funny, but I think once it gets
this is the
that
width of
big.
my tablet.
Okay, so I have the Note 20 Ultra, and I would say that the difference between my phone and your phone, I need a pen. You could just use your finger because the screen is big enough. You could just use your finger
Oh, let me show you.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
for
Let me show you
precision,
the
maybe, but
keyboard layout is like fantastic. So you've got the
Oh, yeah.
keyboard
a
layout,
full
right?
keyboard. I have a
Actually split. Or you can put it back together and have one
no.
big
I
keyboard.
carry
It's really cool.
when I was a mobile technician. I carried a keyboard that was that big. It folded up, had a little cord on it, plugged in USB. I had a keyboard that big. I probably have
Yeah,
about
it's
4
a
or
thing that looks
5.
like this. It just pops out.
Right. You know what I'm
This
saying?
is actually a piece of my Batman Lego car, but
No.
it's close
All
enough.
jokes aside, I had something about that big with a USB cord on it, folded up. I had a Bluetooth
I remember
one
I
like
used to
that.
sell those.
And I thought actually no, I do remember I bought it from Micro Center. But when
Yeah.
Dave and I would go, because we used to work for this company called MTI, and we would have to program these wireless setups and things that we would put in place, these networks and whatnot. You had to go in and program certain stuff, and you had to have a keyboard. So it was like rather than carry around this full size keyboard, I bought like this $20 compact foldable USB keyboard. It was the tiniest thing, but it let me type in the like 25 characters I needed to do the job.
That sounds like some shit I'd do, but
Yeah.
Right.
thankfully I don't need to. I have this. I like you can ask David. I lost sleep over whether or not to get the Fold 3 because this is right before the Fold 4 came out. And we need I need another
That'll do
phone because my Galaxy, I had the Galaxy 20, the Ultra 5G, whatever,
Right.
and the screen had cracked to the point where I couldn't use my thumbprint reader.
Oh.
And that's how I log into my banking app
Ooh.
and a bunch of other stuff. And I didn't feel like resetting all
'Cause
my
you got
apps,
time to remember
all my
1,000 passwords. Right. You got time to
and
do a lot of
I know there's
passwords.
ways around it. I can go in and look them up, blah, blah, blah. I know they're saved in like my Google and stuff. You can go in and look all your I don't want to do that. So we happened to have the money at the time, and there was the deals going on, so we could upgrade all of our phones for a good price. We'd had them for the full 2 years. Yeah, I mean, so I was like, okay, do I want the Galaxy 22 or do I want the Fold 3? I love gimmicky phones. I've always loved gimmicky phones. Like ever since I
had an Engage, so
I didn't have an Engage. No,
I'm
the most
I
gimmick
had
of
the
them all.
chocolate and the chocolate too.
oh
Oh,
yeah.
I remember both of
And
them.
I
LG
had
chocolate.
I loved LG. LG had like the best gimmicky phones. They broke all the time, but it's okay because they were
Like
fun.
they
I
had like
had
the
this-
VX 8400 it was a flip phone, but it had big speakers on the
Oh.
side
That's what I was
of
about
it.
to say. I'm like, I have that. I had
Oh.
that
No.
one. And
Remember
whenever it rained,
Sony
it
had
would
the
rain, it would have
Xperia,
it had
the
the little
controller
RGB light that would go off when it would ring, and it had the
Yeah.
little screen on the front, and it had the buttons
Yeah.
for you to control your music and stuff, and you can
Oh,
take
yeah.
selfies with it because it had the little camera on the front with
Camera
the
on the
screen.
other side.
It
Yeah.
was the best thing. So I had that. I had the chocolate 1 and 2. They actually upgraded me to a 2 for free because my chocolate 1 broke within a month, and they were like, "Yeah, we're having a lot of issues with those. The chocolate 2 is out here. Have this one." Okay.
Yeah.
I had the Envy Touch. And I had the Ken 2,
remember
but I
that.
had the Ken 2M after they stripped all the social media stuff off of it. That was kind of anticlimactic. But after that, I think I had the Droid Razr M after that, and that was my first smartphone, and I loved that thing. And
Razr classic.
I think after that, I started dating David, and he had a Samsung, and that's when I switched over to Samsung. Because I think the Droid was my first non-LG phone. Like for my first, I had a silver basic flip phone that I shared with my brothers in the early 2000s.
It took me so long to get off a BlackBerry.
Yeah,
that was
the BlackBerry curve.
Would have been a BlackBerry user.
Let's see, like I'm as an elder geek. It was very difficult for me to even make the plunge into Android.
Like touchscreen keyboards.
I was
Where's
like,
my scroll wheel? Damn it!
Right, I needed my scroll wheel. I needed my full QWERTY. I wanted
touch
all of the capabilities.
That NV Touch, like it had the full touch screen on the outside, and you flipped it open, and it had a full physical keyboard and nice little speakers on it. Like that
I was a big fan of the Sidekick. I probably would have jumped on a Sidekick back in the day.
Sidekick was actually kind of sick.
I would have jumped on that.
They did another one like maybe in the past like 6 or 7 years. Like they made another
like
Sidekick.
retro, like they did.
And I don't remember what happened to it.
It wasn't the same.
It didn't.
It wasn't the same. If the screen didn't flip out the way the first one did, it doesn't count. Like I don't just want it to slide up. I want that bitch to rotate around and lock in place and give me a full keyboard. The whole
I know we're like fully off subject here, but I remember working at Circuit City, and we got the iPhone 3G in, and we were all like, "Well, what the hell is this? It's just a box. Like, where's the stuff?
You can buy the Sidekick.
How do you open it?
You can buy the Sidekick right now. Actually, it looks like T-Mobile carries it.
See, there you go.
Is it exclusive? What's an unlocked one cost?
It looks like it's exclusive.
I think
what's an unlocked
that was T-Mobile's baby, the Sidekick.
Yeah, true. It was.
I'm trying
you guys
to
remember
see
when
what it does.
The Samsung Galaxy 2 came out and each carrier got its own variant?
Yeah,
and it was like the Vibrant, the Epic.
It does flip open, by the way.
And they were like, they all did something a little bit different. I think Sprint's like split open. It had like a keyboard. It was very weird. Samsung was just like, we'll do whatever, and they still kind of do whatever. And I appreciate them for that, because even I remember all the ads that we had, because I had a T-Mobile like T-shirt that said "bigger is better, size matters" and stuff, and it was like 4.3-inch mega screen on the Galaxy, and I was like, in retrospect now, you're like, if somebody handed me a 4.3-inch screen right now, I'd probably like,
what is this?
That's like, yeah, that's like the screen on the front of another phone,
right?
But Sam, you know Brian Roseberry, right?
Yes,
he's one who sold me the Droid Razr M.
I believe it.
I went to the circuit or to Radio Shack in Covington, and when I was dating my nasty ex, and
somebody who's not David, boo.
Somebody who's not exactly. No, he cheated on me a few times. He never knew that I found out, but yeah. And then he's the one who dumped me. I didn't even get a chance to dump him.
You're better off.
I know. But no, he claimed like this whole thing, and then he ended up like, oh, I just, it's not you, it's me. I just don't want to date anyone right now. And then was dating someone else like less than a month later, someone completely different from the woman he was cheating on me with. And then he was engaged like not even a year later. So exactly.
Confused.
But you know what? It's fine. It's fine. Not to put him on blast, but I'm definitely better off with David.
He should be.
I'm definitely better off with David. In a big way, I'm better off with David.
Wow. Okay.
But
love it. So Roseberry sold you the phone, you were saying,
right?
Well, I don't even know. Like, honestly, the guy still runs in similar circles to me. I just have him blocked on everything. So there could be a slight chance that he sees it, and if so, go fuck yourself. There we go.
Wait, let me go to Twitch. Hold on. I'm gonna clip that right now on Twitch. But go ahead. Tell us about Brian. He sold you the Razr.
Yeah, no, he sold it because I think he had it himself, and he really liked it. So we I was like, yeah, let me go with that. That's a cool phone. He showed me all the stuff with it and everything. Speaking of Batman, by the way, I found this today at a thrift store.
A Batman stroller.
I didn't. I was tempted, and I'm like, I don't even know if I can get pregnant yet. So like, let's not get ahead of myself.
Right.
But if
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
doesn't matter if that's a boy or girl. It's gonna have Batman stuff
it's
and
going
Sailor
in there.
Moon stuff and everything else. So, yeah.
I guess you could name a
My-
girl Gotham also. Gotham
Well,
needs you.
actually, I've recently so David and I have had names picked out for a while, but I think I've changed what I like for a girl name because we've thought about Rosalind for a long time.
Okay.
Rosalind Joy, because it's kind of a combo of both our variations of our grandmother's names. But I think I also really love the name Grace.
I just
Also pretty.
okay. I need a middle name for
So-
Grace because Grace is a much older name.
I know,
and
but that's the thing.
Do
I
not
have a
do
very
that to your
very old
child.
name. I have a super old name myself. And it only happens to work out because I'm also Hispanic. So
and yeah, I mean I guess that's why it works, but it does work for you. And all I can think to myself is like, do not name a child currently like Grace. Like Grace could be a middle name. Grace can always be a middle name.
I love. That's the thing.
but
Though,
then
I
it
really
becomes
like,
like
I
a
really
very-
like old.
Yeah,
I
but
like old
you
names.
like act like you
though.
name her like Gertrude or something.
Right.
No, because see, Gertrude is gross.
Like
okay?
he's
Think of
No,
that
no.
name. No,
like
think
Sam making it sound like you
Gertrude.
trying to name her Gladys or something.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I put it in the same category
I'm
of
not
Baby
naming her
Ernestine.
Marcia here. Okay,
if you put auntie in front of it, or if you put aunt in front of it, or mama in
because
front
then we
of
can
it,
call
and it
her
works,
we can call her Gracie.
Mama Grace. That's
Like-
Yeah.
like
Gracie's such a
that's-
cute little nickname and stuff. And that being said, it's not that much better than like Rosalind. That's such that's a medieval name at that point.
But
Yeah.
But
that will be
I mean,
shortened
Grace-
to a nickname immediately. You can't. Grace
It
has
could
no
also
nickname.
be like because Gracie.
But see, that's not Grace. That's
Because Grace, and then you call little Gracie is here, But like, you could also do Rosalind Grace if you want to
see, and
like,
that's.
Mm-hmm.
But
see,
I
that's
do
now
love
that's
Grace
a little
as, like, a first
regal.
name.
That's a little regal. So I like that.
regal. I like
Rosalind
regal.
Grace. That's got a little regalness.
Your
to it.
Grace.
And David
Right. Oh,
David doesn't
address
give
her
me
that
any
way as
input,
Gracie.
so I just assume I have full reign.
Until
So-
you get ready to sign and he doesn't sign off. That's when you find
Mhm.
out
No,
the
I'd
name
make
he
sure.
wants.
See, David's like, as long as we name the kid Miles, like we talked about, then it's all good. So
Okay.
That's fair.
doing Miles Elijah, because Elijah was my younger brother, my late brother's middle name, and my older brother already named him named his kid the first name of my late brother. So if I took the middle name plus my mom, that was like my mom's favorite like prophet in the Bible or whatever, was Elijah, and it's a fun name too. It sounds nice, and it's not old fashioned, but it's not super popular either. So
Right.
and Miles,
I love how you
they're-
say like it's a fun name that's like not old right after you said it was the prophet in the Bible. Like it's
Right.
it's like that's versatility.
it
Like
rolls
if that
off
ain't
the
versatility,
tongue
damn it, I
well.
don't know what it is.
Because like Elijah, it just sounds nice,
It's
But,
old-ish.
and then you
Old-ish.
have Miles, because David and I are big nerds and we love Sonic the Hedgehog, and because he would also be Latino and Black, so
Mhm.
it works
Yes.
on a Spider-Man level and it works on Tails. So
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay.
Miles Tails Broward.
Yes. So that would be the biggest thing, is whether or not we'd use an I or a Y for Miles, depending
Yeah,
on how
'cause
you
that
want to
changes
do
it.
it.
then.
Yeah. So
So I was
But,
I was definitely feeling Miles. Real quick, because I know we're like so close to the end of our 10 minutes, and I don't want to lose Roberto while we got him. So
I'm
we
sure,
are
Sorry,
in
I
wife
took
10
over
minutes,
doing
my
the
10
bullet.
minutes was up already.
right. So let's go around. Southdown, David. Let's start with you. The headphones that you have. You have the Samsung,
Samsung, the Galaxy or Buds Live.
the Galaxy
yeah.
Bud Lives. Where do those
Mhm.
fall as far as a rating? Like where would you put those? Because we're trying to get like everybody, we all like. We went through my Spotify. I listened to 22,000 minutes of music last year. So I just like, as long as I can hear it, I'm good. I have like some cheap $30 Target brand Bluetooths that work fine. But I also held up like 5 different, like each of these is a different Bluetooth set of headphones. These are the 4 that were in arm's reach, not to mention one that I know is in my car and one that's upstairs. Here's the other one. And so,
Look at Mr. Disposable Income over here.
Right.
no, just cheap. These were like $10 and it sounds like they're $10, but they work. And I can't talk to anybody on them, but I can hear in them.
They sound like you just got through emptying out some Campbell's chicken noodle soup from them.
That's
These
crazy.
were the these are the Walmart brand ONN on brand.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
These
That means
are-
they're extra on.
And these are the
Oh yeah. Those don't look like any other headphones on the market.
Little
nothing like anybody else.
Yeah, they're great value iPods.
And look,
Right.
they even take the lightning charger. And then I have
Who has lightning chargers in
Multiple.
their house? Gross.
multiple pairs of, well, I have a work phone that requires it, so that's the only reason I have access to it.
One of
And
these.
then I can't tell you the number of these that I've lost, which is why I keep buying them. As long as I can keep paying less than $70 for them, I will keep buying them.
We've already had to buy another charging case for David's Echoes. So
And this was a really random USB or really random Amazon purchase
Are
that
those the
sounds
ones that-
good, but I
Oh.
can't be heard in them. And they've got like the charge case and everything.
I'm just waiting for somebody to buy the ones that heat into your ear and then mold to your ear. Like I'm waiting for
Actually,
an actual person to get
No,
those. Like,
let me
talk
tell
to
you,
about those.
we're right on the verge of cyberpunk dystopian future and such. As we are moments away from like just this Georgia runoff tells me that we're so close to idiosyncrasy. I am waiting to get my neural implant for headphones. I will take all my cell phone calls, like just tap the ear. You know what I'm saying? And I'll sign
Like,
up. For
I'm,
it.
I'm good with that.
I promise you, I'll sign up
Snake.
for it. Like when right, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
because I mean, think about it. You've got the
I'm gonna do that every time I call you.
okay, so Jawbone headphones.
Yeah.
There's something that keeps getting advertised to me on either I want to say it's Facebook. I keep seeing it in the reels, or it might even be on TikTok right now. But they have like they're not actually jawbone, but it's the same concept where they like fit over the ear and they press against the head, and you can like hear from them really
And they
well.
use your skull as a conductor, basically.
Basically. And I'm like, if we already have that kind of technology, how hard would it be to put like a little bitty something that big just right there in that same spot and boom, have it right there. And if it's right there, then you know what I'm saying, we're good.
Right.
And what would your body's electricity charge it?
Why not?
Yeah.
You know what? All I have wait a minute. And because of the way it works, so because we're about to nerd out here for real. So the synapses in your brain are the electrical charges. So the concept of whenever you see like cartoon characters have a light bulb pop up over their head, when you have thoughts, when you think and your brain is processing information, the number of synapses that go back and forth create enough actual current to power a small wattage light bulb. And as a result, that is where the idea of a light bulb going off over your head when you think of something, that's where that comes from. So all you have to do then is think about charging. You see where I'm going with this? Like, and it charges it because you thought about it. How meta
And
would
see,
that
I'm
be?
good with that because
I
I
would
like
do that.
I don't want to go to bed and have to plug a cord into the side of my head.
I mean, you know what? But we could either do
What
Johnny
about the
Mnemonic.
people who overthink? Because I would definitely, my battery would look like the Samsung,
Fire, man. Like,
See, I would be
like
concerned.
the,
like,
the
as
Note,
long
the
as
Galaxy Note 8 that kept
as-
blowing up. That's
as
how
long
my
as it's not
mine would
made
end
by
up being like.
Samsung, we should be okay. I want
Actually,
my
it would
little
be a
chip.
7.
The 7, that's right.
Because the 8 was
Because
the
the-
one that
the
8
8 came
was the
out,
last one I had.
And then they made a fan edition, which was the 7 without the 7 on it.
It was a 7 with
They're
better
like-
batteries.
We got to use these chassis for something, damn it.
So it was a 7 with the batteries.
Yeah.
Marvel Snap. I actually, you know what? The only games I'm playing on my phone right now, I play Empires and Puzzles, and
Look that up.
Man,
I play like King's Quest. I think it's
Marvel
called.
Snap. God. Mm-mm-mm.
You know what had
It's-
me? Not even that. What was Contest of Champions?
Ooh, now I did play that. I played the hell out of that for a while.
I have such a love-hate relationship with Marvel Snap.
Yeah, like
So
I mean,
what is Marvel Snap?
It's
Talk to me.
Magic the Gathering poker.
Basically, yeah.
It's so basically it's Magic the Gathering and poker, but you just slap a coat of Marvel paint on it, and that's basically what's going on. Actually, it's not even poker. It's more like 20. It's more like blackjack.
Yeah, I'm like looking at it right now, and I already like that. No.
So the concept
me,
of the
like,
game,
anything where I can't actually control like Command and Conquer, Red Alert,
right,
and like all that bullshit. No, thank you. Like, give me the person and let me do the thing. If I have to be a card or an avatar or something, no.
Well, actually, let me let's do the headphone thing real quick, because I don't know how long we got. How long we got you?
Oh, because I've already got the text message, just like, okay, like I got to put a thing on top of the tree, and I'm like, yeah, I know we didn't talk about the headphones yet. I was trying to test my microphone.
All right, made by the guy who made Hearthstone. Okay, well that explains a lot. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, sorry, don't. I'm the the game ignorant one. You're gonna be like, you didn't play? No.
Like no. Honestly, you would still probably be a step ahead of Jeffrey. So you would never be the game ignorant one as long as Jeffrey's right. Because if it's not Tony Hawk,
because I know Jeff be like, is it Tony Hawk?
Right. If it ain't Tony
did
Hawk,
they make Tony Hawk? No. Will they make Tony Hawk? I don't know.
He play it.
FIFA?
If it ain't Tony Hawk.
Oh wait, GoldenEye. No. Okay, I didn't play it either.
Yeah, like if it ain't Tony Hawk, he play it.
Yeah.
But so we're talking about headphones, and like right now, sorry to put you on the spot, but like what is like the best value Bluetooth on the market in your opinion? Like what do you think people should, and we could do like a 3-tier, like let's do top tier, mid tier, and like don't get anything less than this.
Yeah, it's oddly enough because I had a pair of Jabra 75T like that just went out that I've had. They didn't go out, they're just charging down a lot quicker. I bought those, I got those as a gift for Father's Day or something, maybe like 3 years ago. And loved them so much that I bought a pair of Jabra Elite 7 Pros like a week ago or 2 weeks ago from Amazon. You're welcome, Jeff Bezos.
Yo, I see some refurbished 75Ts for $47. That sounds like my type of headphone there.
And they're fantastic. Like the Elite 7s that I have was funny because they're splash proof. So somebody was like, they're splash proof and they're pretty small. So you could totally wear them in the shower unless you're washing your hair and listen to music. And I listen to music every time I go in the shower. So I was like, well, if I do mess them up, I can just return them. And it'd be like, hey, I don't know what happened. So I've listened to music in the shower a couple of times on those, and it sounds fantastic. But you also have to make sure you keep the hear thing on. Hear through is what it's called, that lets you like hear everything around you. Just because I grew up watching monster movies just like everybody else. And the last thing you want to do is be completely sound dead in the shower.
Right. Yeah.
So that's not a good thing.
Appreciate it, Russ. Have a good night, man. Go ahead.
But I would say that these are what are actually in my ear and what I'm using to do this podcast right now are the Pixel Series A Pixel Buds. So the Google Series A Pixel Buds, I think they're like $99. Okay. And they're fantastic. They're pretty small. Let me see, which one can I take out and not do anything? I think the left one. They're like super small. They fit in your ear. This little wing thing, even though it looks like it's annoying, it's super soft, so it kind of just makes it sit in your ear, and it's very
Which
quick.
Ones are these? Which model?
These are the Pixel Bud Series A. So if you check, I mean, Black Friday they were probably $75 or $100, but I think normally I got these free when I bought the Pixel, but I think normally they're about $150. These are fantastic. For the price, they're a lot better than I thought they would be. And also, of course, I bought them specifically because I was like, oh, I want the live translate thing that Google has. But apparently with the Pixel phone, it'll do that without you having.
It looks like on Amazon, if you get them new, they're $100. If you get renewed, they're $79. But odds are, you can just pick them up during Christmas sales. So
yeah. I mean, like, again,
exactly, Lawrence. This is the Grown A Geeks Holiday Guide. Yeah. We're all about the tech stuff. We made, you know what, Roberto? That's a special we got to do, man.
Yeah,
We gotta
I'll be
we gotta
down for
do
it.
electronics
I'll
blind
have to
dot.
prepare better. Because I just bought a new
Understood.
sound bar. I bought a new TV. You know, like I'm
Okay.
over here
You know
like
what? And I
in my
actually
element.
I had to do a whole conversation the other day about I've got a Vizio
Mhm.
that has UHD but not true 4K. And
Mhm.
I was talking with the wife. It was kind of funny because we were in the living room, and so the TV in the living room is the biggest TV we have in the house, but the TV in
Mhm.
the office where I am now is a good looking TV. The TV in the bedroom is the best looking TV. So we got new sofa and stuff to go there. The TV in here, I'm like, I can't get rid of this TV. So for my birthday recently, I got a Series X, and the Series X looks really good in here. I took my Series S upstairs. The Series S, being on the 4K TV, looks one way. I played the same game on the Series X downstairs, and I was telling them, I was like, see, do you see the difference? Like, you can actually see the difference.
Yeah.
And so we were looking at it, and I was like really having to sit down, and we were breaking it down. I was like, okay, so while 2160 technically is 4K, it's at a different resolution because of the physical size of the screen and the refresh rate. When we go upstairs, this is a true 4K because not only does it have the 2160, it also has greater resolution, more pixels per inch. It's actually not missing those extra 256 pixels because the screen is bigger and it has a higher refresh rate, et cetera, et cetera.
And
So as
that's
we sat
based
down,
on the panel, and then you know, like the electronics with inside of it, like does it make it better? Like what?
I mean,
There's a bunch of things that go into a TV.
I can
and-
understand that. I've got a 4K TV I bought. It was a Roku, a 50 inch I bought back in 2018, 2019. I think it was 2019 actually. And I mean, it was okay. My first 4K TV, but it did have scan lines, which kind of annoyed me. It does still have scan lines. It's actually in the guest room now because I don't like it. And then I got a 50 inch 4K Fire TV whenever we moved in for like when we bought the house in 2020 as a pre-Black Friday deal. It was $200, and I've never found a deal that good for that TV, and it looks fantastic. And what looks just as good, if not better, we got just like David, what brand is the one in the bedroom? It's just like a basic Android smart TV. Who is it by though?
TCL.
I don't think it's TCL.
Hisense.
No, that's my old.
Hisense.
Is it a Hisense? Okay, I guess my first technical smart TV was a Hisense, but it was a 2013. So it has like it was all the smart TV apps were like weird Chinese things that were completely useless to me. But it was a flat screen. That was my first flat screen I think I bought myself. But anyway,
TCL rocks.
The TCL, we have in there is fantastic. David, what's the brand we have upstairs? You know off the top of your head?
No.
Now the secret to TCL is which series you get.
It might
oftentimes you can get away with the Series 3 for the best price, Series 4 for a budget. If you can find yourself a Series 6, that is going to be top of the line quality, everything.
Yeah.
It's going to be
I have
phenomenal.
a Series 6 in my guest room that I bought because our house got hit by lightning and the insurance company paid
Talk
for
about
it.
expendable income. We got a Series 6 in the guest room. We didn't even turn that one on, but we got one.
The insurance company paid for it.
David and I were just going to come on by and
like,
switch that out with the Roku. Thank you.
Seriously, like, look, I got a Series 5. I will swap it since don't nobody turn it on anyway.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny is that since we were home for the pandemic, I don't even want to tell you how many TVs are in this house now.
No,
because again, my wife is like, go ahead. And of course, she's like, well, you can just put it in for free. And I'm like, it's not free to me. I'm still having to do the labor. So technically, it's like I literally was just mounting a sound bar.
Bedroom,
so the
office, living room, kitchen, back porch. 3 kids, each have one in their room. Somebody made a joke the other day. They was like, do y'all have one in the bathroom? I was like, well, we took the tub out and now we have a shower, so no. But if we had a tub in that bitch, probably in the bathroom.
So we've got the one that was $200, or no, I'm sorry, it was $150. I pulled up my Best Buy account and shows it. It was $150 Black Friday deal, pre-Black Friday deal, a 50 inch. It was an Insignia. is the
Insignia.
Fire TV,
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
Best Buy's
Insignia.
brand. So yeah, that makes sense.
So it's a class F30 series LED
Mhm.
4K UHD smart Fire TV. Yeah, $150. Even now, I don't see stuff like that anymore. And then that being said, it was also 2020 when everyone was dying. So
Please come buy something.
like-
I don't care what.
They're like, here,
We need
Come get
take
it.
this TV.
And
You're not
then
gonna make it anyway.
literally a month later, because I got that we picked it up on November 26th. Literally a month later, on December 26th, the after Christmas, we picked up a Hisense 50-inch class LED 4K TV. It was just a smart Android TV for 200. I think it was 225, 230, something like that. So not quite as
Still
good of
a
a
good
deal, but yeah, it was still a great deal for that. So, and then I
Mhm.
have a 32-inch that we've mounted. It used to be mine that I used for my setup, but I have 4 monitors, so I figured I'd give it to David. So we have it mounted in the corner above David's setup. It's a 32-inch Insignia that we got off of Amazon for $100.
Yeah,
What's
So-
the max
Definitely-
resolution on that 32?
they definitely throwing things around.
Let's
Probably
see.
720. Because see,
It
that's my
is-
big. That's my big
yeah,
issue.
this is 720, but like I wasn't looking
Yeah.
for anything like super crazy. It
No,
was
no, no.
literally
Yeah.
something to
I
play stuff in the
totally
background.
get it.
Because like
Just-
I need to upgrade my computer before I can start playing like my stuff. I like to play games and also have on one of my other monitors like Netflix or Hulu, something to watch. And then my other 2
Mhm.
monitors that are left over, I'll have like Discord and some other stuff up as well. So it was easier to have a TV because it's really heavy on my computer as it currently is. I'm getting everything upgraded in less than a month. So Sam, we need to have like a good portion of the show dedicated to showing my new rig whenever I get it. It's gonna be great. I'm super
You gotta
excited.
Spin that camera around and show everything.
You're right.
But
Nice.
Ultra
I've
short
been
throw
sitting on
projector
the
right now. It's
tower
main
for
media
like
center.
a year and a
Damn.
half at this point, and it's a beautiful tower. It's all pink and it has 7 RGB fans on it. And a friend of ours is going to be helping us with getting everything together. We'll probably get him on the show for that whenever we're going through and showing off whatever my
Okay.
new stuff is, because
Yeah.
he's the one who's putting
They
everything
gotta do
together
like
for
the
me.
slow, like sensual Henry Cavill computer build.
If I had anyone even close to being the sexuality of Henry Cavill, absolutely.
Besides
but-
David, you mean?
David.
No, don't. You ain't gotta lie. You ain't gotta lie. Just go ahead and say
No,
it.
see, listen,
Yeah.
David
Look,
knows.
I've heard
David knows and
dudes
understands.
make a
Same as how
comment.
I know and understand that if one of David's like celebrity crushes came up to him, Kristen Bell came up to David, I'm not there anymore.
That's fair.
He's like,
You know what? Look, let
Anna
me be real
Kendrick?
quick.
I'm not
That's
there
fair.
anymore.
yeah.
What's funny is that most of his celebrity crushes are the complete opposite of like what I am and what I look like. But okay.
That's a whole other thing, and that's
That-
because they're wild fantasies that don't really matter, and
That
you're
being
his
said-
reality.
Oh my
That
god.
being said, look at myself, like Henry Cavill, like Jason
No.
Momoa. Are they
Whoa.
anything like David?
Yeah. See.
No.
Momoa
It's
is
okay.
closer,
Whoa.
but yeah. No, Henry
Yeah,
Cavill,
I will say the ultra short throw projectors, absolutely good ideas. There's some cool stuff in there now, and I get called a lot. Customers will call me and be like, "Hey, Roberto, I want to get a projector in my house," and I'm like, "Oh, awesome. What are you looking to spend?" And they're like, "Well, I want to spend like $300," and I'm like, "The first thing you need to get is the fuck. That's the first thing you need to get." Because you ain't getting
Love
nothing like an Epson projector that you can get from Office Depot and put it on a wall. Sure, it'll make a picture, and that's fine. And like some people, that's fine for them. They're like, I put a bed sheet on the wall, and now I have a 100-inch TV, and I spent $150 on it.
It
Because
sure
I
will
found
project.
Well, it's
You know,
it's
and
like,
I'm like,
it's like the projector I
cool.
got for David last year for his birthday. It's just a 1080p. It's nothing crazy. And it came with like a 100-inch projector screen. We still haven't put it up, but it's more or less like if we have people over, we want to do like a video game thing, like a split screen, whatever's,
Yes,
or
exactly.
if we want to do
wanna
like
play
a
Mario
little
Kart
movie night or something.
at
It's not for
120
like
inches.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
that projector is just for little
It's-
fun things. I am not expecting
no.
it to
These
put
are
any
these
kind
are
of
people that
4K
are
on.
like, I'm buying I'm buying recliners and movie posters, and
Yeah,
this is going to be the
nah.
main projector.
Like
I'm
I
like,
bought this thing for like $100. Like
yeah. And when you do, like, I
it was
went
still
to
a good price,
Sam's
but still.
and I was looking for that thing where it's a projector and a big speaker all in one, and there's like a inflatable movie screen that you can buy for it, and you can go outside and watch. Like during the pandemic, they were like, we're gonna go outside and watch a movie because that's the only way we can be around each other is outside in the fresh air. And I'm like, that's a brilliant idea.
6 feet apart and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm cool
Lawrence,
with that.
are you real quick? Lawrence, are you back home? Like, are you home? Because I take it you're not hanging out with the parents in Florida anymore. That's a buddy of mine, and
He wants to be in Florida. Listen, we all know Lawrence. Calm down.
right. Well, no, I mean, but for the viewers, I know you all, everyone here knows Lawrence, but for the viewers at home,
listen. I went
for
to
the people
school with him.
listening,
Okay. Did you go to
with
school
him.
with him?
I didn't. I didn't go to school with him, but I worked with
You're
him.
like, I know that guy.
Y'all know
I know him.
Lawrence.
I've known at least of him since like middle school.
Right,
I don't think
Lawrence
we
is
really
the homie.
interacted until afterwards, but yeah.
No. Lawrence is the homie.
Lawrence
But,
is great. Yeah.
Honestly, Lawrence is why I have these two banging ass monitors right here. Like half of my entire awesome hookup is because of Lawrence. And that's why I need to know if he's home. Because see where he's talking about he got this Amazon return auction. Hell yeah, I'll pay for shipping.
I still have a Harvest Moon keychain he gave me when he was working at GameStop.
That's dope. No,
Mostly because I'm a
did-
hoarder, but you know.
No. When we did the Superpowers collection unboxing a few episodes back, Lawrence was like day one, was able to grab them and get them here. And I've since seen Darkseid and the Superman little punching ship that I remember when I was a kid. That's how awesome this Superpower collections is. I literally remember these toys when I was a small child and wanted these in the store.
So like a long time ago.
Back in my day, but like, I mean, it's amazing that it's all coming back around. I was actually telling somebody the other day that I actually have, I forget what the conversation was, but we were talking about like how people buy things and don't open them. And I was like, bro, I got shit that I've had for like 20 plus years and haven't opened. He was like, well, how could you? Literally in arm's reach.
I'm trying to find. No, I open most of my stuff. I just don't use it for a while. I guess only less want to count all my pop figures next.
All of the no. This is actually a 25-year anniversary G.I. Joe Snake Eyes. Unopened. I have 2 of these. I have a Hall of Heroes. Okay, you can't quite see it, and it's right. So when Revenge of the Sith first came out, okay, so that big one at the bottom there, that when Revenge of the Sith first came out, they had Target had an exclusive special edition Darth Vader that like lit up. LED chest and all this type of stuff because he catches on fire. That bad boy is right there. It has not been opened since Revenge of the Sith came out. Every one of these Star Wars action figures here, those are all like the original. Well, it's funny because it's about to say the original reproduction, but those are the when Kenner relaunched the Star Wars figurines in early 90s. Those are like 20-year-old action figures hanging up right there. So I mean, it's like there's stuff out there, man, and it's like some good stuff. So when this
was well before your kids were born, then, right?
Well before. Actually, no, most of this is I know that the Darth Vader is after my kids were born, and like all of the cool stuff that I used to get back at GameStop when they were little. All of that stuff
used to have really cool stuff. I'm very sad. Like, I don't know. I was just talking to David today about how like how much they've fallen and how horrible they like. Did you know that the few GameStop store managers they've managed to keep that haven't left from the since the pandemic, they've started foisting extra stores on them.
I know
So
personally
now,
managers that have multiple stores.
so many store managers now have multiple stores, and they're making like it used to be like a badge of honor type thing, right? Like
Yeah.
because you got a raise, you got all this, like it was a thing because not everyone had that. It wasn't, and even then you didn't usually have it for very long. But like this is like a thing. But I mean that's a whole other thing. But I know so many store managers now who are running 2 and even 3 stores.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
It's a
GameStop
shame.
is like
Getting
horribly
over.
manipulating you guys, and I feel so bad because a lot of these people are my friends, and I really hope they get out of the abusive relationship. But I'm glad I did. I
I
I
mean,
do so much
it's
less
also a
work
thing
for
of
so much
like,
more pay. It's crazy.
yeah, it's also a thing of like, people tolerate what they tolerate, and you can't change what they are willing to tolerate.
Well,
You can
it's
only
hard.
guide them and show them that there's other options.
It's hard to make that jump away from that, especially when you get comfortable with it. Unless you know that it's something that's like for certain.
We still talking about employment, or are we actually gone full on to like
Not Jeff, not
relationships and things?
microplay, but
Whew, there's a throwback. Take us all the way
Man.
back, why don't you?
no, Sam, I still have the little God of War like phone charm that you gave me whenever I gave you Wendy's toys for your kids years
Yes.
ago.
Yes.
It's on my DS. So my DS Lite, my black
Aw.
DS Lite. Not that it works on it. I switched it over whenever I traded in my PSP to Chris for the DS Lite. Which I regret now. I love having the DS Lite. I wish I just bought it outright though. I didn't trade in my PSP.
This was my last lanyard from
Like a
GameStop.
Wilderness Explorer's badge from up.
Right, well, the thing was, I was like, I won't say that I created it, but I was the one who was like still pushing the flare
Oh wow.
and
That was
having
the last conference that GameStop has had, like an actual conference. They've done online like bullshits, but this is the last actual conference they did, and it was in like fucking piss ass Nashville. But still, and I mean that literal. There were actual people like pissing in the street as we were walking to the convention center, like a mile, by the way, from our hotel.
and
to
that
the
would have been
convention
okay
center.
if it was
But
in Vegas when they had it in Vegas. If someone
oh
was
yeah,
pissing in
that's
the street,
expected because at least there's hookers there too. But
Right,
like
right.
Nashville, it's just
Nashville.
like people like it's country music and people pissing in the street. Both things I hate. So like
You got to go to the good parts of Tennessee, like
and then
Morristown.
before that, I
where Miller
wasted my
lives.
30th birthday in Indianapolis during GameStop conference then in 2018. So that was the whole thing too. Especially because my best friend had to quit like 2 weeks before.
Ugh.
And we were going to do a whole thing for it, and she had a bunch of very unfortunate things happen and had to quit. And it's I feel bad for her. Like it it sucked. I had to like figure out what to do. And I was telling like I'd just been promoted earlier that year. I still didn't really know a lot of people for store managers, and I'm like, hey guys, I'm literally the youngest store manager in the district.
You know what's funny? I just kind of like glanced over something. I'm looking at the time. We're at 1:27, and this is what I love most about Weigh-In Wednesdays. Like, we had a whole itinerary of shit we were going to talk about,
Oh yeah. That's
and
how it happens.
you get a group of geeks to sit around and start talking, and it's like the conversation has gone from we've touched on the technology of phones. We have Roberto on here specifically to talk about headphones, and I think we've like snuck in 2 or 3 comments about headphones.
We talked about it kind
Oh,
of like
okay,
we did
okay.
it.
So-
we did a thing.
We've stuck
So
in a
headphones,
few.
before you got on, we talked a little bit about like what each of us have, right? So I want your opinion. Okay, so I got David up there.
Mhm.
The Echo Buds, the second
Mhm.
generation.
Yeah.
Earlier this year. I want to say in like February or something like that. And then I have the Skull Candy Sesh Evos. I paid like $30 for. And
I was
I
about to
remember what
say
I
the
paid.
skull candies are almost always like bang for your buck
Oh yeah.
over
they're-
anything else.
That's
I
what I was
used
gonna
to
ask
have
you.
some of
What's
the,
your opinion on those two?
Before the Marley brand started making their own headphones, I had some skull
I
candy
remember those.
Bob Marley joints. Actually, I still have some skull candy PlayStation headphones around here somewhere. But
That
I think
partnership.
the main thing that I always look for in headphones is just like Sam is like I'm always on my phone or always on my computer or always on something where I need to either I'm on conference calls which suck or I'm listening to music or I'm sneaking and watching anime while I'm supposed to be working and my wife is like why are you looking at your computer so intently and I'm like I'm doing sequel but I'm trying to see what happens with Naruto So I'm always big about headphones that can I wear one at a time? Does the case hold its own charge and recharge them, or do I need to put it on? How much time do I need to put my headphones back in there? Because like the jobbers I have, if they're dead, I can put them in there for maybe 5 minutes and I get another hour of listen time. And if you listen to one of them and put the other one in and let that charge, and then swap them out and let the other one charge, like you can do that damn near all day and never not have like sound quality, or never not have sound.
But
I will say.
do your
South
earbuds?
Town,
Do your earbuds do this though? Do they light up?
No, they don't.
Do they
South
light
Town,
up?
you've got
Kitty
the
ear?
Samsungs, right?
Yeah.
The Buds Live, right?
What is the life on those?
I put it in about between 3 and 3:30 in the morning, because that's about when I leave to go to work. And I usually can listen to one until about noon. And then I got to put the other one in.
Mm-hmm.
And then during that time, the Samsung Live, that's a case that charges.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
the case, you plug the case in to charge it up. And once the case is charged, you can put the bud back in the case to charge the bud individually.
I mean,
Right.
Isn't that like most Bluetooth headphones?
Most of them now have
earbuds
Yeah,
these
most of them
days?
do that now.
Yeah.
It was before the case
Once
was just
upon
a
a
vehicle
time-
to charge the thing. The case didn't have its own standalone charge. Like you're walking around basically with a
But
wireless
it's still one of those
charger.
things you just need to make sure, because if that price is
Yeah.
too good, it could be something they omit.
Yeah.
But now, because I can go the entire weekend without having to charge the actual case.
That's good.
How many charges would you say you get out of your? Because you have a different pair of Samsung buds than I have. I've got like their first generation, because I keep being cheap,
Yeah.
and I keep buying that same set over and over. I found a hookup on Amazon, and as long as that bitch is available, I'm gonna click it and buy it. And I like have it saved as a favorite, and sometimes I'll look and they're like none available, and then I'll look and be like 3 available, add to cart. Just let me get another set, dog. Let me get another set. I'm gonna buy his whole stock. If he would let me buy multiple, I would. But as
Is that
a
because you
result,
keep losing them?
because there's little bit like I have a very yes it is. And the crappy part about it is like I can't take the left bud from one set and the right bud from another set and put it in a different case and have a complete set.
Nope.
There's still there's no way to resync. They're individually tuned, so I'm done with it. And if I lose one, I can keep that other one. But once I can't update it anymore, that's a wrap. And I have to pretty much toss that. After I lose, if one is lost, you can keep using it until you have to update. When an update is required on that bud, you can't update unless you have both, and then it's done and it starts glitching and stop working and stuff.
Also, real quick, David, you might want to move your camera slightly. You keep pulling a Mike Wazowski and having your face covered by the
QR code.
the QR code. Thank you for those who understood that reference.
Yeah, I will say that this is probably the best thing you can possibly do for your pair of headphones, and that is to buy one of these stupid cheap, like
Sam, remember
$10.
how at GameStop we used to put like 20 fucking like lanyards on our keys? Do that with your headphones. I'm about to do that with David,
Yeah.
so he doesn't lose them
No.
anymore.
Because
Okay,
I mean, like,
so
this
here's
thing right
what
here.
happened. No, look, I have
What had happened was
literally look, not the issue. The problem is it's a little bitty bud. I have a physical job, and there are times where like I'm talking and once say this carefully. If I find myself in a situation where I need to take the earbud out, it is not always accessible to immediately put it back in the case.
it sounds to me like you need the ones that come on the little like wire, like the little plastic thing that goes around your neck.
Yeah, like
Kind
the
of.
Like,
LG
that's-
tones.
I
That's
mean,
what I was going to get for David when he was
truth be
doing
told,
his little installation like scam job that he was doing.
hey, stop, because I recommended that. I feel like I'm feeling some kind of way, so don't do that.
It wasn't your fault though. You didn't know. They presented it in a very good way. They presented it to David in a good way. And like, I mean, he's doing great now. They've actually recommended him for promotion at his current job now. So I'm very
Very
excited
cool.
for that.
All right.
But
Happy
David
to hear
doesn't
that.
promote himself enough, but I sure as hell will. So
So, I mean, honestly, that's why I ask about like the jawbone and the ones that do the little skull vibration stuff, because I need something that essentially something that I don't have to remove, that I don't have to take off, that I
Well,
can
that's one
just
thing that
keep in
I will
place.
say that I love about the Jabras, like the hear through. Once like you tap the thing and it goes into hear through mode, and it takes all the ambient sound around you that it normally blocks out, and it pushes it in through that speaker into your head. So like anytime anyone's talking, you can hear everything that they're saying. You can actually hear a little bit better than without the thing in your ear. So like whenever I'm washing dishes and listening to music or watching TV or something, my wife will come up and say something to me, and I can just go boop, and I can hear her. Or I can hit the button again and put it on ANC and block out the sound of the water and everything else. And then I look behind me and she's like, and I'm like, I didn't get any of that because I had the thing on this thing. So sorry. So like it's very good that you can go in between. Okay, so
and those
No.
were
you can
the
still use AirPods for Android phones.
now are we talking
they're
like
still
are we talking
good headphones.
earbuds or headphones?
Yeah, so if you're talking about, I'm assuming for Android, I'm assuming he means like earbuds.
I would inquire about, like, personally, I would say it's 2022, about to be 2023.
Headphones. This
We're
is
getting
top
close to
headphones
yeah.
for
Yeah.
the
Yeah, if you don't
Android.
have the kitty cat headphones, then what are you doing with your life?
These are like $100 when they're not on sale. Like, come on.
But no, as we're getting closer to the holidays and it's the day and age that we're in, I would almost say that we have to be talking about like Bluetooth earbud kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Something in that genre, because everybody is, so many people like work from home and things like that, and we, not everybody's listening to 22,000 minutes of music like me, obviously, because it said I was over 74% of the population in the US anyway. But it's like there are people who are on the go doing this, doing that. And so some of the first things I look for the interchangeable silicone earpiece so that I can get one that fits my ear. That comes pretty much standard. I like when it has the ear hook because I have large ears. But if it doesn't have the ear hook, I can make it work as long as I can change out that little end piece. I can find one that fits. Battery life is always a plus. And I'm not going to lie, I appreciate sound quality. I like being able to hear the violin and the flutes in songs that I didn't know was there when I listened to it in the car. And because I also listen to a lot of podcasts.
See, I don't know about you, but I got Bose speakers in my car. I hear everything.
Yeah. I mean, and
well,
then there's that.
You got that nice Buick, so that's.
I got that Buick Enclave. Let's go.
You got that nice Buick, though. That's a little different.
Yeah,
Wally,
and I think
Wally West.
Sam, I think honestly that's what I will say. I think that's what you're missing. Like, you can go. Like, honestly, hell, Ray J is selling fucking headphones. So like anybody.
We talked about the Raycons.
We actually talked about how horrible Raycons were.
We opened up with the Raycons.
So I likened them to Beats, where you're paying for the name and not the quality. As I've heard a lot of things. Like I've researched them a lot, especially recently, because I see them pushed all the time by like everyone.
And they were
they
on
got
sale,
all these people to sponsor them. They're always on sale, and like I'm like, it seems a little fishy. Because I've seen a lot of places that are a lot of people that do that, companies that do that kind of stuff. It's usually something they're just not super trustworthy a lot of times. So looking into it more, just for my own like research for stuff for like consumers who have it, was they break often, and they have amazing customer support, but they have to because they break often, and like they're not going to last like a year.
Because they break often.
Yeah, because they break often, and you have to get them replaced all the damn time, which they do because their customer service is great, but it has to because they break often. So
yeah. I mean, and I would say honestly, if real quick for Jeff's thing, if I were to say for 3 top headphones, it's very hard because if I spun the thing around, I have huge speakers in this room. I'm a low budget audiophile. I'll never say I'm a real one because audiophiles will spend $10,000 on one
See,
speaker, and I
that's
ain't
the
doing
best
that.
kind of audiophile. That's the
Yeah.
people's audiophile. All right.
Yeah, I am actually like listening to music with these Galaxy Buds. It's very interesting. Galaxy Buds, Jesus. The Google Pixel Buds. I'm thinking about David's thing over there. When I'm doing like an install and playing music, if I start using an impact gun or something, or using a hammer drill or a torque gun or something like that, if I start making more noise, these things turn up automatically. So I don't have to touch anything. So when I'm drilling, then the NOS goes up and it levels out the sound around me. And then when somebody's talking to me, it goes back down so I can hear what they're saying. I think that's genius. I'm sure some other thing does that. My jobbers don't do that. My wife's AirPods don't do that. I just bought her the new AirPod Series 3 or series, whichever series they're on. She got the new ones.
See, now that right there is selling me on the Pixels. Hold on.
It's really impressive that it does that. And I know, like, if you work with tools or you work around human tools, you would like for the thing to just do the thing for you already. Like, you don't want to constantly. It is jarring though when you're not playing music and you're using the gun. Then all of a sudden you don't hear anything, and then all of a sudden it's like, and you're like, what is that? What is that? Who?
Yeah.
And you stop.
The white noise
goes back down
for audio.
So it's just kind of like
through.
David,
it's trying to protect your ears.
David, what's that brand headset that I bought you that you're wearing currently?
Riggs,
that's right. I wonder. I was trying to find it so I could see if maybe they offer something. Riggs is great.
Like,
I
feel
love
like
Riggs.
Everybody has, like, I won't say everybody, but I've seen most of the over-the-ear headphones, which are the most comfortable kind of headphones to wear. They also have some offering of some kind of like in the ear, like Apple forced us to do this thing now,
right?
Because they took away the headphone jack and everybody has to do this. Now I think everybody's kind of picking up the pace, but like my personal favorites, because these are my fourth pair of Jabras. I think I've used my wife Beats before. I've used her, like, when we were playing, we shared her AirPods, and I was like, these are okay. Like, these are not amazing.
David, it's like Plantronics, David. That's the brand I was looking for.
Plantronics. Yeah, they make good stuff too.
Yes,
that's everything.
I love Riggs headsets, which is what I used to sell Riggs, and before Turtle Beach changed their stuff, I used to sell a lot of Turtle Beaches. And when I worked at GameStop, and like I loved those for gaming. The sound quality is always great, but I love the Riggs more so because of the durability and how comfortable they were. So it makes me wonder if Plantronics sells Bluetooth stuff.
They do.
And if it's really comfortable as well.
It is. Now, it's funny you say that, because I can't believe I just kind of went blank there, but Plantronics had the Voyager. There was a good little while where,
actually, I'm seeing stuff now. I've seen the Voyager.
That Bluetooth earpiece, it was like over the ear. It was kind of bulky, but it had like the flip down microphone.
So there's they also have something called the Backbeat Fit Sport Wireless. They're $30 right now. They look like they're Bluetooth. They're wireless.
Well, Plantronics was the company that, like, that was a big brand that we pushed at Radio Shack, and I remember they had like when LG first came out with the Tones, Plantronics was the
Backbeat Fit.
So we got to do a tear maker
with the little thing that goes around.
You got jokes.
We're gonna have to do like a tiered list of headphones.
Plantronic has
definitely a lot.
The Backbeat Fit Sport Wireless that have the little things that hook on your ears.
I'm not mature enough for you to keep saying backbeat like that. Every time you're like,
David, keep that in mind.
Hey.
But yeah, so it's
$14.99.
That's actually I wouldn't mind checking out some of that, because I do respect and I love Plantronics.
And they make like half the headphones in our office are Plantronics.
Yeah, so, that's one of the things is that they're not an overhyped brand.
They've been around.
Which
They've been
is
in the game for a minute.
yeah, they've been around for a very long time and have some really solid roots and some like much more official things than just like basic commercial stuff. So that's one of the reasons why I really respect them, especially because they didn't lose that quality when they did go to more commercialism and more to the wider consumers than what they used to sell with. So that's, you know, I really do love them, but I do love my slow candy.
I'm
So
going to
those
say
are
this
good
one
too.
thing because my 10 minutes have went and gone 4
Long
times
enough.
now. But I will say this, and this is probably, and sorry, Jeff Bezos, but Amazon allows you to buy things and return them.
Yeah.
So I would definitely say, now I wouldn't go buying a pair of Sony 1000s that are like $400 and then think I'm going to return them because you're an idiot. Because once you return them and whatever you hear is going to suck. So don't do that. Don't go buy any Sennheisers. Don't go buy any Sonys. Don't buy any Bose Quiet Comfort headphones. Don't do any of that because you're like, well, it's $500. I'm just going to listen to them and turn them back in. Don't do that. I test drove an electric car 5 years ago, and every time I get into my other gas car, I'm upset.
Still ruined.
It's ruined. Okay, so just don't do that. If I was Jeff, if I were you, I would say definitely get a pair of Jabras, try them out. You can keep them for 10 days, and if you don't know if the headphones suck or not in one day, you're not doing it right. So like, trust me, people can hear me. I can hear people. It eliminates noise. These Google the Pixel Series A are fantastic. So I gotta imagine the Google Buds Pro or whatever it's called. I can't remember what they are called. The Kamehameha Ultra Saiyan version of these. Like those are even better because those are $250. Pro. They gotta be good. If they're $250 and these are $100 and these are fantastic, those gotta be great.
Actually, they've got them for $192 on Amazon right now. And the best thing is buying stuff during the season for Amazon, you have such a crazy return rate
or something.
End of January, January 31st. So you have plenty of time to test drive them and see how they sound. And since Amazon's return policy is so lax, like
and then you can just drop it off at like Kohl's or something.
Yeah.
And then when you drop off a return at Kohl's, you get a $5 gift card to go shop at Kohl's.
There you go.
So you return shit and you get money.
Then you can go buy a $40 Wii game they somehow still have.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna go because I gotta go finish helping put up stuff for Christmas.
Cool.
But
hey, man, we appreciate you being on. We'll get together. And
Wednesday, I'm always doing something, and today I was off. So my wife was like, "Oh, okay, let me put you on the schedule to do some work for me."
There you go.
I mean,
not in the dirty way, which I was hoping it would have been, but
right. You can't get.
I was all excited. That's so you got me something to do, huh?
Right. Put that at the top of the list. And then you get that
actual
like,
work.
Whoa, wait, work?
So
no.
Put the almond milk whipped cream back in the fridge then. Okay,
right.
Fine.
Okay, my bad. The miscommunication.
Yeah.
See, that's why you save that kind of stuff for the spouse at night instead.
Yeah.
That's why I have like David's already taken care of all the things I needed him to take care of during the day. We actually picked up a table today, so that's great. We actually have 2 years into us having the house. We have a dining room table now, but.
Awesome. That's gross.
And he got all the stuff done today, all the other stuff done today, and so now I'm like, okay, make sure you get a shower after the call,
Yeah, because I was gonna say, I know this is like gag after dark. That's where this was going immediately.
Well, I was thinking I'd be more drunk, but it's fine.
Oh no, you don't have to be drunk. You're in love. That's enough.
There you go. Hey man, we'll get together. We'll do that tier maker, and we'll look at some.
I'll see you guys in the chat.
Holiday shopping. Sounds good. Appreciate it, man. We'll holler at you
later, guys.
Peace.
Later.
So
I did want to point out real quick. I was wondering. I've been taking shots of this whiskey David brought me for a minute now, right? And I'm like, I drank less of this in my Fireball, and I'm like, the Fireball. I was definitely feeling that much faster, right? And I did eat a sandwich, but still, and I was looking at it. This is 33% by volume, right? 66 proof, right? This is Jack Daniels. By the way, this is delicious. If you do find it, it is seasonal. It's their
What is that
Tennessee
one called?
cider, the Winter Jack, right?
Tennessee cider. Okay.
And it's really good in apple cider. So make yourself like a hot cup of apple cider and pour some in. It's good. But this is only 30 proof. I have red wines that are about as strong as this.
The
So
hell
I'm
kind
sitting
of
here.
red wine you find?
The good stuff.
Damn. I've seen like 13, but 30? Ooh.
Well, I mean, it's 15% alcohol, not 30 proof.
Okay, I was like this. Okay.
So, but not like you can get like, but yeah. So I'm taking a little. I like to do half shots, and you just do them more often. For me, it's easier, to deal with. But and then I just chase it with water, so you stay hydrated. So all that good stuff. David told me, he's like, don't kill it, haha, or do. I might end up killing it because it's keeping a little bit of a buzz, but it's not. I'm not going down like I was with the Fireball. So
Hey,
we drank most of the Fireball at Thanksgiving though, so we had oatmeal pie shots, which is half Fireball and half rum chata.
Right.
Which is really good. It tastes like a little oatmeal pie cookie,
Which would be good if you like oatmeal pie. If you like oatmeal cookies.
Well, it's very cinnamony. So that's cinnamony.
That 30% starting to kick in now. 60 proof.
So I know you guys had other stuff to go over tonight. I did have a quick thing that I wanted to go through. I did put it in the chat. I don't know if you read it.
You were talking about anime character guess.
Vague anime descriptions.
All right. If
And I
that's
want
what
you
I'll
guys.
do, I'm going to step out because I won't have any answer.
You could try though. I mean,
Oh no. Like if it ain't Naruto or Dragon Ball, I have no clue.
But it might be.
Some of these are more mainstream animes that I have in here. So
I'm not a big anime person.
Honestly, neither am I. So
well, even hearing these descriptions might be the thing that gets you in because you want to know about,
you never know.
Because honestly,
you were like, oh wow, that sounds very interesting.
When you hear those basic descriptions,
like honestly, that's like half of how I recommend anime to people. It's just vague descriptions of it.
Like the first one here is a story about a boy who eats fingers to gain powers.
Oh, just easy.
Yeah.
What is it?
JK.
Yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen. Yeah.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah. Like I could
eat fingers to gain power. What?
Because I could seriously be like,
I've just seen the movie and I asked David questions throughout the whole movie and it drove him insane.
Because let's take for instance Chainsaw Man. What's a very vague anime description for that? This guy, like 16-year-old down bad, will do anything to touch boob.
Actually,
pretty
much. There was another one I saw that was very similar description. So David, if it isn't incest, if I say no chromo.
Domestic girlfriend.
Okay. An anime about legal prostitution.
Ooh, that's
you know this one.
Ooh,
you like this one.
That's a lot though.
Legal prostitution.
Legal prostitution.
That's not. I want to be careful as I say.
I don't know that.
Are there people that are? Can I heal myself? Weak.
I don't know. I haven't seen it. I know David likes it though.
You gotta. What is it? Because I have no idea.
It's Rent a Girlfriend.
Oh no, I hate Rent a Girlfriend. What the fuck? Oh, that shit's trash. No, I like one character off of Rent a Girlfriend, and then I read more Rent a Girlfriend, and she is trash now. Oh my god, she's horrible.
Okay. Anime version of Power Rangers. I feel like that could be plenty of things.
That could
but
be anything.
Yeah. give me a guess though. Throw something out.
Let's see. Anime version. So there would have to be. First of all, is there any mech?
Voltron?
No.
Could be Voltron.
Actually, Voltron was a good answer.
Yeah.
That is a good answer, but no.
That is a great answer, actually. Oh, wait. Oh, what is the
initials are SD.
No, okay, not what I was thinking. SD.
Tell me when you give up.
Hold on.
Nope. I'm out. I'm done.
I should. No, I don't know.
Sentai Daishikaku.
I have no idea what that
See,
is.
and I was gonna say Super
Sentai,
Sentai.
but Sentai, that's literally the okay.
That is Power Rangers.
Yes, that's the thing. That's the joke. So this next one I can't. It doesn't have a description.
That's fair.
Because the description is actually the title already says enough.
Okay.
Which is, I want you to make a disgusted face and show me your underwear.
That is the name of the actual. That's the name. That's the actual name of that. It's so wild.
A story about a boy who eats hair to gain powers.
My Hero.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was the one strand of hair, and it was the one time. Okay, come on.
A midget in a suit of armor looks for magical rocks.
Oh, fucking Black Clover.
No.
What?
A midget in a suit of armor.
Oh, a suit of armor.
A midget and not a midget in.
Oh,
midget and
that would be
look for magical rocks.
Metal.
Oh, that's Full Metal Alchemist. Oh, I thought you said
looking for the philosopher's stone.
Yeah, okay.
A god who does errands for 5 yen.
The devil is a part-timer?
No.
Oh, that was a good answer though.
The god that does 5 yen.
That does first of all, okay, a god that does errands.
Oh, Noragami.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah.
Kids going to detention.
Prison school.
There you go. A high schooler finds a notebook and decides to become God.
Death Note.
Death Note.
Death Note.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, yeah. Good job.
A teddy bear kidnaps children and makes them commit murder.
Madoka Magica.
No.
A
teddy bear.
Oh no.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Children. Nope. And makes them commit murder. A teddy bear, David.
A teddy bear.
This is also a game franchise, and you cannot play it.
Okay. That's Danganronpa. Yeah.
Yes.
That's That's a little on the nose. That's why I blew past me. That was very much on the nose.
You know what? I was sitting here thinking that My Hero. What is that? What is the principal at My Hero? He's like a little mouse guy.
Oh, that's Nezu. Yeah.
And then
he's a weasel. He's
okay,
like a
weasel.
Yeah. He's a weasel.
I was like, he's not a bear, is he?
kids who use pornography as a form of terrorism.
Oh fuck! I forgot the name of it, but I know exactly what that is. Ah, fuck. Shit.
It feels like redo of Healer.
No, it's no.
I mean, based on like
no. See, he said use pornography to become terrorists. No.
Also, one of the heroines likes to bake cookies
in general.
Okay.
It says also it adds on. Also, one of the heroines likes to bake cookies.
I'm trying to remember. Is it Shinameta?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Shimoneta.
Yeah, it is.
Let's see. A boring world where the concept of dirty jokes doesn't exist.
Yes.
That's the title.
But the biggest joke is that like this one girl is just down horrendous for the main character, and she bakes cookies for him that. The main ingredient of those cookies is
yeah,
her love juice.
All right, so David, space monkeys fight gods.
Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball.
Yes.
Dragon Ball.
David, I don't know if you'll get it from this.
I might.
Anytime I try to bring it up as a joke, you're like, no. Hell. Hell.
That's it. That's it. Hell. Oh, I can name a few.
Straight to hell.
I can name a few. Oh god.
Straight to hell.
Shit.
Something that is actually illegal.
Redo of Healer.
No, the whole premise of the show is actually illegal.
You gotta give me something else because there's a lot.
It is more of a hentai than an anime. In fact, it is a hentai, not an anime.
Bible Black?
No.
Just
still again.
Yeah, no. I'm about to say there's a lot.
No.
What is it? What is it?
It involves little boys.
No. Next question. Next.
A specific little boy.
Next. Nope. We dare not speak that name. No,
don't talk about that.
No,
here.
we don't talk about. We don't do that here.
Honestly, I don't remember what the name of it is.
I know what it is. I don't want to say.
We'll
it.
skip that one.
Okay.
No,
Dark
you know
Souls, the animation.
No, actually, no. I'm gonna just say it because it's gonna burn
Berserk.
a hole in my brain.
Not Berserk.
Not Berserk.
But the previous one was Boku no Pico. Don't look that up. Don't look it up. Do not look it up.
The FBI will be at your door.
Yeah, don't look it up.
Don't look it up. It is like literal CP.
The fact that I said it, I'm on the list now. So don't.
Yes.
Don't.
Yes.
This show just got flagged. I'll edit that part.
Yeah. just a long.
Just like beep. Just bleep it out.
Just a long beep.
Just bleep it out. Okay. So Dark Souls, the animation. See, David, you know how typically you like the blue-haired girls in anime? This is one of the few that you like the pink-haired girl instead of the blue-haired girl.
That's fucking ReZero. Yeah. Oh, that's ReZero.
I did give you extra hint there, but yeah.
Yeah, no, because I was thinking it, but it was another one that I was thinking about.
Wait,
no,
how
that's
was
Dark
that?
Souls in the anime, yeah.
Oh, because death start over.
Yeah.
Start over. Yeah. Okay. I'm like, how was that not Berserk though? Oh, because
a hentai tentacle monster teaches middle school.
Assassination
classroom.
The main character has a harem filled with perverts, which that is like pretty much every harem anime ever, but okay.
No, the harem is filled with perverts, not the pervert is the harem king. Wait, who?
See? That could even be Tenchi.
That could be Tenchi Muyo.
But it's not Tenchi Muyo. It starts with an H.
Give me the description again.
The main character has a harem filled with perverts. It looks like they're all in like school uniforms. One has a little hoodie on.
School DxD?
No.
No.
They look less mature than they do in School DxD. They look more like they come out of like Doki Doki.
Might have skipped that one. I don't know.
I don't know what and I'm pretty sure I've seen it before.
Hensuki.
Oh, I actually have no idea what the fuck that is. Nah, never mind.
A story about siblings who have a strong bond with one another and has a wholesome and loving relationship.
I feel the sarcasm dripping off of your teeth there.
I actually can't read the name of it because it's like really small.
Oh, okay. I was like,
I'm gonna try.
I mean, honestly,
Inuyasha
was the first thing that came to mind, but if not that,
it looks like it's. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna have to image search this because they show a picture. But yeah.
Nah, I don't know.
Let me see if I can figure it out. Yosuga no Sora.
Oh, okay. I know. I haven't seen that in a minute. Yeah, that one. Haven't seen that in a minute.
Let's see. Obsessive man demonstrates that if you ignore society's small problems long enough, they will eventually grow to be very big problems.
Every shonen anime ever. The fuck.
Darling in the Franxx.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's a good one. That's yeah.
Good description.
Fire monsters attack religious cult with specific prejudice towards women's clothing.
Fire Force.
No.
What?
Wait a minute.
Maybe they listed this weird. No. Okay. So the one I told you was Goblin Slayer, the first one. They have it listed weird. The description's first, and then it shows a thing, and then the picture. And you'd think it would show the description first, and then the picture, and then the name. But they listed it weird. So yeah, no. So the first one is actually The Darling in the Franxx is a gender-bent adaptation of the 1978 musical Grease, where the nerdy loser gets the edgy but cool hot chick, and she turns nice as he becomes cool. Features ancient evil dinosaur aliens who are also actually the good guys.
That is also an accurate description of that show.
And then the obsessive man demonstrates he ignores society, so blah, blah, is Goblin Slayer.
Yeah.
The only
and Fire Force is the fire monsters.
Yes.
Okay. I was about to be a little upset.
I was like, "There's no way."
What you get when anime makes what you get when America makes anime, but pretends it's Asian anyway.
Cowboy Bebop.
No.
Ruby.
No.
What's the other one?
Yu Yu Hakusho?
No.
When America makes anime. So it's an American-made anime.
Oh,
Samurai Champloo.
Avatar.
It's Avatar. Because whenever she does that, when she's describing Avatar, it's always Avatar.
Well, no, because like that's why I said anime, because it's an American-made. Same as above, but seeks first GLAAD award in children's animated TV show.
Wait, what?
It's the same description as above, but seeks first GLAAD GLAAD award in children's animated TV show.
I don't even understand the description.
I don't understand.
Do you know what a GLAAD award is?
No,
I do not.
It's like an LGBTQ award.
Okay, and what was the previous description then?
The America makes anime pretends it's Asian. So I think related to Avatar.
So it would be. It would. So I would default to Ruby on that one.
Korra.
Oh.
Korra.
Yeah.
Korra.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nerdy kid in middle
got
school.
real gay. It got real gay near the end. Yeah. Which, well, kind of gay. It was like the Star Wars gay, where like
it was gay, but they weren't allowed to say it was gay.
They panned away from like the two dudes kissing in the background. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Nerdy kid in middle school becomes most popular kid in high school.
Okay. Look.
Shonen.
Yeah. In general.
You are okay. So let me give another hint. This already came up in the previous list.
Nerdy kid in middle school, popular kid in high school.
Tenchi.
My Hero Academia.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
I don't really feel like he's popular.
No, he's
the main hero.
Well, he's not. He's still not like super popular. He's
the one who gets All Might's goodies. Like
that doesn't make. I mean, but honestly, I would not
popular.
argue.
It makes him like for like half the show almost like kill himself like every time then he wants to do something.
Yeah, I would honestly say that has nothing to do with his popularity.
Yeah, that would be like
he wasn't even voted for like class.
So
president.
He's not even the nerdy kid. He's not even the nerdy kid anymore. He's like the kid who has brittle bone disease. Like fucking.
Right.
So narcissist with brain damage screams a lot while allowing mass devastation to his friends, family, and all known universes in a vain pursuit of competitive glory.
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball franchise.
Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, that's Dragon Ball.
Specifically Z.
That's Dragon Ball Z.
Specifically Z.
Narcissist with brain damage. I love it.
Yeah.
Otaku.
That boy did get dropped on his head as a kid.
Otaku slowly loses humanity as he plays with imaginary friends.
Overlord?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Huh. Wow. That is a description of that.
But see, the funny thing is, I had to like run through all Isekai in my head real quick. Like,
I was like, she's not talking about Overlord, is she? That is a description. Okay.
Satire of fighting anime.
Baki.
No.
There's no way.
Street Fighter.
No.
Let's see. Satire of fighting anime. One Punch Man.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That would have to be the only one.
Oh no.
If it's not Baki, God.
David,
Baki's wild.
David, this next one. Adulthood is hard.
Oh, fuck. That's everything.
It's a clamp. It's a clamp anime.
Oh, fuck. Damn. Adulthood is hard.
It's not Chobits and it's not
what's the one little kid?
It's not Chobits and it's not Sakura.
Is it Holic?
No.
Oh, he does the little like.
It's not Air either.
Okay, I was going to the next one.
Oh God,
it's not Air.
Clamp.
I can see his face.
You talked about this before, David.
I've talked about a lot of shit with
Clamp. I don't think you like this one, but
I generally don't like
Clamp aside from Sakura.
I don't
like Clamp in
red
general.
Shirt shorts. He's got like the alfalfa haircut.
No.
What is that one I'm thinking of? Why can't I think of his name? I don't know. I'm out.
I'm trying to think. Hold on. Fuck it. Adulthood is hard, right?
Yes, adulthood is hard.
Sam, you're thinking about Ray Earth.
Ray Earth, yeah.
Yeah, you're thinking Ray Earth.
It's 3 words, but it's also known as like the first. the first word.
Are you talking about Tsubasa?
No. Like it's not related to Sakura.
Okay. So it at all is not related.
No.
Okay.
Not that I know of.
You said
I didn't watch this one though.
Code
I believe you
Geass?
know of it, though.
No, Kokios is not Clamp. Surprisingly, it's not Clamp. Oh fuck.
It starts with a C.
It starts with a C.
CL. CLA.
Clamp School Detective?
No. CLAN.
Clanad after.
Clan
Oh God! Oh, Clanad! Oh, shit.
I knew it was gonna hit you. I
Oh,
knew it was gonna hit
shit.
you.
No, that's the one that I like.
Oh,
what,
did you like
what's that one called?
Clanad After Story. That's like the one Clamp thing that I like. What the fuck? Oh, because you're saying like it's the one that you don't like, and I'm sitting here like,
No, I said because you don't like most Clanad stuff. I didn't think that was one you liked. I didn't remember.
No, I hate Clanad. I like After Story because it makes sense.
Okay, so this next one was also on the previous list.
Okay.
We need to get young men back into church.
Fire Force.
Bible Belt or Bible Black.
Bible Black. Bible Belt.
That'll get them back in.
It has a very long title.
Shimonetta?
It says that's the actual title, and it is literally the entire premise and plot.
That time I got reincarnated as a sloth?
No, it was on the previous list, so we've already gone over it.
Give me the description again.
We need to get young men back into church.
What was the one about? This is the actual name of the anime or something you said?
This is the actual title, and it is literally the entire premise and plot.
What's the one anime you said earlier that has the long ass name, David? You know that one.
I'll show you what needs to be done and whatnot.
I want you to show me your panties and show me a disgusted face.
I want you to
wait, really?
Show me your underwear.
What? Oh no! Wait, how do you get that? And like, damn, I need to go to church. Like, fuck it.
It's not that one.
Might need to go to church.
Okay, look, David, you don't like this anime, but it's okay.
Okay.
This next one.
Okay.
An experiment seeks to document the dangers of online gaming addiction. It's not the one you liked that did it first. It's the one that copied it later.
Log Horizon?
No.
Oh, it's Sword Art.
Sword Art Online.
Fuck that shit.
Well, it's not .hack.
Right. Okay.
I did it better.
I could. You know what? I was like, how would that be? Oh yeah. Online. Okay. Online gaming. Got it. I'm with you.
R3. Yeah.
Let's see. Loser kid with inner demons and an inferiority complex joins a gang of lowlifes and becomes
Black
cool
Clover.
In pursuit of unattainable childhood love.
Black Clover. Easy. You didn't have to continue. I already know.
I'm gonna marry you one day, nerd. What was her name?
Sister Lily.
Sister Lily. Yes.
All right, David. The last one I have
that is
for
a
this
woman
list.
of the cloth. You can't.
Last one I have for this list, then I have to go to the restroom. You watched it and you liked it, but you didn't admit it to anyone.
Redo.
No, because I
that would be one nobody would admit.
I hate Redo a Healer. I watched it all the way through, and I'm like, this is trash. One that I liked but didn't admit to anybody.
This is a very vague thing, so I don't know if you'll know.
Mm-hmm.
What was the description again?
You watched it and you liked it, but you didn't admit it to anyone.
Oh, that was the description.
That was a description.
Oh shit.
Now you see why I said that? I was like, there's some weirdos out there that aren't gonna be like, oh yeah, I really like that. Dug that. That was awesome.
It's blank of the blank.
Seraph of the End?
No. It starts with an H of the D.
Oh, High School of the Nah, that shit's crazy, bro.
All right, I'm gonna go to the restroom. I'll be right back.
All right, cool. I'm gonna talk about some other shit, but yeah.
Well, I'm fixing to get off.
Okay.
I will holler at y'all later.
All right, I guess you don't want to shit on Nintendo with me.
No.
Ah.
Y'all have a good one.
All right,
man. We'll holler at you later.
Man, Sam,
what happened with Nintendo?
Nintendo doing Nintendo shit again.
Nintendo doing Nintendo.
They being Nintendo. So I like this. Hey.
Focus up.
You know what I'm saying? Hey. So Nintendo's doing the Nintendo thing again. So you are aware of the hit game Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, right?
I am familiar with that game.
That is a part of the hit series Super Smash Brothers, right?
Right. I'm familiar with said game.
Okay, cool. So check this out. So we had what was called the Smash World Tour, right?
Okay.
Hosted by Video Game Boot Camp, right?
Okay.
And they've been pretty much like running all year, like they do every other year, right?
Okay.
Running all year. All these competitors, all this organization, all this money, like we're talking like hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of money for like all these competitors to like compete throughout this whole fucking circuit. And the culmination of that is the grand finals of the Smash World Tour that was supposed to happen next week, right? Now note that I said that was supposed to happen.
Right. I caught that part.
So guess what Nintendo did? Nintendo, in their infinite wisdom, in their graciousness, right? They hit up Video Game Boot Camp, right? The day before Thanksgiving and was like, hey, go fuck yourselves. And told them, and pretty much told them that they couldn't do the shit because they didn't have a license, right?
Because you're using our game.
Because you're using our game, you don't have a fucking license
to do a tournament.
Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. You can't run. You can't do this.
Sam, I'm gonna need to see your dog. Okay. Look, I brought mine.
So so now Nintendo has fucked the whole Smash community because one of the biggest circuits in the community has just shut down a week before grand finals that was supposed to have let me pull up the actual fucking number of dollars that was supposed to be in this thing. I think it's like $200,000 or $300,000 worth of prizes that was supposed to be given out next week.
David.
Yes.
We're appreciating the baby. Look at the baby. Jack, look at the other baby. You see? He's like, I'm the only baby. I just want your dog to love me, Sam. Why does she hate me?
She hates everybody. Like
Jack hates everyone too. So
in order for her to love you, you would have to live in this house. Those are the only people she likes.
I got my own dog that hates everyone. So
yeah. So the week before, like the day before Thanksgiving,
Nintendo hit up Video Game Boot Camp, was like, hey, go fuck yourselves. You can't run your circuit. You damn sure can't run your finals because you don't have a license, right?
Thank you, Jack.
So now everything's kind of defunct now. They got hit with that hard cease and desist like Nintendo loves to do. And $300,000, thousands of tournament organizers, thousands of players, thousands of whatever you can think of regarding this circuit, all gone, just gone. Can't do it no more.
Wow.
Yeah, Nintendo going to Nintendo. But see, now here's the kicker. Here is the kicker, right? So there's another esports organization called Panda Global, right? One of the bigger ones in the community. They have a license with Nintendo.
Okay.
And they, in the background, have been trying to like get other like events to just join under the Panda Global umbrella. And it's come out recently that they've low-key been like threatening people, like to say that, yo, we're gonna tell Nintendo on you unless you join us, right?
So has anything come out to say that Panda's responsible?
It's not confirmed, but it is high-key implied that Panda Global had a hand in that. Because
so it's one of those things where like Panda Global walked right up afterwards. It was like, oh, how unfortunate.
Right.
That your tournament got canceled.
Yes.
You know, we already have permission. And if you had sided with us,
When y'all are ready, I got a few more for you.
All right.
Okay.
So that's going on right now, and let me tell you, fucking Smash Twitter was up in flames because they tried to not on Video Game Bootcamp, not on the Smash World Tour, because they did it like as soon as they were able to like confirm that yes, we are unable to do that. Plus, they only found out like the day before Thanksgiving. Like what a way to find out, right? Yeah. So they put out a statement. Was it last night or the night before? It was last night. They put out a statement saying, yeah, this is what happened. His like Panda, blah 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 blah. They put out a whole fucking statement. It's a thing. So now Nintendo didn't make a statement at all, right? But Kotaku put out an article and reached out to Nintendo. They damn sure responded to that. Said that we did not tell them that they couldn't run it,
just that they had to have the license,
right? And we did not do a cease or desist on them. We didn't tell them like that they couldn't do it. However, Video Game Bootcamp came out and said, no, that's a fucking lie. So it's been a whole thing, and once again, Smash Twitter is just up in flames. And then like the funniest thing about this whole situation is that like when the news broke, somehow it was one person's fault. And this is just the whole thing because like a lot of people in the Smash community hate this particular player because of shit that he's done in the past. And same thing with me. Like his name's Esam, by the way. His handle's Esam.
Okay.
Same with me, because like he been a little too liberal with the N-word, like, just right. So like for me, it's always been fuck Esam all day, every day. But
now, David, isn't him saying it at all if he's not black too liberal for the
E-word? No, exactly. But, once it's too much, but still.
I mean, as a anybody who's ever seen an Xbox Live gaming community, we understand what it takes to be considered too liberal. So right. I get where you're coming from with that.
So
never is acceptable, but there's a point where it's just too much.
Right. But like I'm like for me, like it's always fuck Esam all day, every day. I don't care for Esam. Okay. But
what about this Sam?
This Sam is cool. I love
this Sam. Okay.
Yeah. But in this
Sam, not Esam.
Yeah.
The Sam.
In this particular situation, how in the fuck is it Esam's fault that this happened? Because half of Smash Twitter was just like, I fucking think Esam's involved somehow. Like,
just automatically, if something bad goes down, it's got to be
frame one, catching strays, no reason whatsoever. And it's like, it's kind of cathartic, but at the same time, I'm just like, how in the fuck how? But yeah, he's also under Panda Global. He's one of their players, but he has no fucking. He's just a player. He doesn't do this shit. He doesn't organize these things.
Also, can I interrupt this real quick and say, doesn't David have just the cutest little smile? Look at his little cheekbones when he gets real happy. He smiles, little cheekbones up here.
So I'm just sitting here like, I mean, look, again, this is very cathartic for me because I really don't care for Esam. But I was sitting here all night like, how does Esam play into this? There's no way.
So he catches all that. But I mean, if it was still something if it was something that came out through a conversation, if one person said something to another and was like, oh yeah, this tournament is with such and such. Normally I go to the tournaments with Panda because they don't have any licensing issue, but this other company, they still have licensing issue. Whoop, red flag.
Well, see, here's the thing about it is nobody really cares about licensing with Nintendo. Nobody gives a fuck because you can't get one. For some reason, Panda was able to like pleasure somebody's wife at Nintendo and got a license to do streams and stuff. Nobody else can get a license from Nintendo. Nintendo ambassadors can't get Nintendo licensing. Like, wow. What do you mean? So like that, like nobody really gives a fuck about getting a Nintendo license.
So then that raises the question: what would have to happen to specifically make it stand out? Why would they stop this tournament?
Well, because they haven't stopped it before in the past, but this is all after like back in 2020 when Nintendo was just like, yeah, we're trying to make a concentrated effort to grow our esports like presence and stuff because like we know the Smash community is this and blah 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 blah, which every Smash player on the planet fucking saw that statement and was like, I mean, you're lying, but okay, sure, we'll see where it goes, right?
Sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds good. We know you're lying though, but we'll see what happens. And people just kind of went about how they usually go about. The stream still happened, fucking tournaments still happen, but this one in particular is kind of nasty because not only is it like one of the biggest like events in Smash Brothers, aside from like the Big House, which they also fucking cease and desisted. It's also happened like literally a week before the event. And you just kind of fucked up a whole bunch of players and tournament organizers. Like all of this shit, like there's a lot of money that just went down the fucking drain.
So David,
yeah.
Why is Nintendo stupid?
Because Nintendo's stupid. Nintendo's dumb. Oh my god.
Like they like money, but they don't like money.
They hate. Oh my god. They love money, but they hate that shit, bro. I don't.
It's like on a similar level to like Sega and Konami.
Not so much Sega. Sega's
no, because Sega won't come out with my fucking Chow Garden app.
Well, no, but they're not actively
will
like
easily drop.
Okay,
lots of money.
No, well, okay, so
on
there's
outfits for my Chow.
Well, there's a difference. There's a difference between like dropping the bag and then like incinerating that shit.
You mean like what Konami did with Silent Hill for so many years?
Like Konami's doing with literally everything.
Which I mean, finally we get Silent Hill. We'll see if it's oversaturated and too much.
Yeah,
in a short period of time, but
it's
like whenever they decided, oh, we're not going to do anything else with Silent Hill. We're just going to make pachinko machines.
Yeah. Like, yeah, no, it's like it's not even as bad as like what Konami's doing because like Konami is like just.
I was like, no,
like Konami's actively just not doing shit. That's a whole nother problem in and of itself. But it's not as bad as like actively going against your player base and fucking literal thousands of players out of money and travel expenses.
Yeah.
Like Konami's kind of shit, but they ain't that shit.
Well, to be fair, they don't really make games that, you know, you could do that kind of stuff with.
That in so, yeah, exactly.
If they could, I'm sure they would have.
They'll find a way. But like this is kind of a big thing, and now like not only is the Smash community watching this, like the whole of the fighting game community is watching how this situation is going to play out because like if Nintendo's about to do this, which is like one of the only companies on earth that can rival like Disney as far as like intellectual property power goes.
David Jack doesn't like bugles, by the way.
Like
I'm sure Rosie would eat them, but Jack
like how is this going to go down? So like everybody in the fighting game community is kind of watching this shit now because we're just like, bro, what are you doing? What is this? Oh man, it was a mess. It's a mess. It's still a mess. It's still a mess, man.
You know, it's funny because when you first mentioned the like Super Smash and all that, the very first thing that came to mind was like the new Mario trailer. And of course, like with Mario and Donkey Kong.
Oh my god. So like how can Nintendo do something so right and then immediately do something so fucking wrong at like minutes after? Like how did like because the second Mario movie trailer was kind of fire, like it was cool. But then like we get this news is like, yeah, Smash Brothers players, fuck yourselves. Like brr.
Compliment sandwich, you know what I'm saying? Right. Like, do something good, put all the crap, and then something good at the end.
What's the other good part then?
Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's been kind of cool apparently.
Okay, maybe that was the top button.
That was the top
because you had a whole fucking TikTok on this shit, David. Where Game Freak and Pokemon Company are not putting the amount of work into the games.
Well, no,
as they should.
It's not that. It's not that. So what the issue is that like it's not that they're not putting in work for this, which I mean they could stand to like take a week a year or two off of making Pokemon games. They don't have to put like another Pokemon game out the next fucking year.
They tend to usually. I found
No, like not
Nintendo
mainline.
has like a big game that comes out every year, a big franchise name.
Well,
but not. It's weird that we got 2 Pokemon games this year.
Well, I mean, no, because we get Pokemon games. We get Pokemon games every year, but we don't get mainline Pokemon games every year. But we do get Pokemon games like every single year. They're just not
I always
like
feel like whenever they release the
new
Pokemon
generation
games, they kind of release them as a pair.
They do.
So I just want Pokemon Stadium on my Switch.
But those are the mainline. Those are the mainline games. But like you have the side games like Arceus and
In fact, I just want the
Mystery
Pokemon
Dungeon.
Stadium mini games on my Switch. I don't even need the whole game, just give me the mini games.
Yeah, but
I want to use the Magic Cart and press the button a lot.
You got the mini game. God damn it! You got the side games that come out every year, which like they're fine. If you get tired of like doing the actual Pokemon battles, you can play that. Whatever, you can play your Mystery Dungeons or whatever.
David, would you want another Mystery Dungeon?
No.
Would you want a re-release?
No.
So
we could just
what if it just ported it to the Switch?
No.
We don't need.
I'm done. I'm done with Mystery Dungeon.
I know so many people that love the Mystery Dungeon games.
I know, and that's just me.
Included.
That's just me, though.
My mom doesn't like the mainline Pokemon games. I lose my bugle down my shirt. Hold on.
Like that, and honestly, it's just me. My time with Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is kind of come and gone. I don't really care. I'm not saying they're bad or anything like that. I just don't. Yeah. I don't hate them. I don't hate them. I just don't have a desire to play.
David, they don't have a desire to play you either. So
anyway, yeah, no, the issue with Pokemon
33% done kicked in all the way. I see.
All right. the issue with the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet games is not that like they don't have like a good game loop, because like just judging off what I'm hearing from people who played it yet, because I still have yet to play it. It has a really good game loop. It has the game design is there. It's fun, which is important. The problem is like it's either not optimized for the Switch, or they're trying to force this huge game onto outdated hardware. And
are you calling the Switch an outdated hardware?
Yes, it was outdated when it came out.
To be fair, yeah.
But
so with the and I just have to like pick on that statement for a minute. So in terms of the Nintendo Switch being outdated hardware, obviously it's not going to be in the same class as your next gen consoles.
Right.
And it's funny because next gen is always whatever's the newest thing that's not current.
Right.
So if you have an Xbox One, a Series X or a Series S is the next gen. PS4 is the current gen, so PS5 is the next gen, until PS5 becomes the new standard and the PS6 or whatever is the
next gen console. That'd be about whenever they stop making games, or it's not as common to make games for the current gen.
And so for the Switch, the technology that's in the Switch, I think the thing that probably keeps the Switch from feeling outdated already is it is the only real handheld console.
Right.
Well, on top of it, Nintendo doesn't really have they drop support for the Wii U so quickly. And they usually do that for their consoles whenever a new one comes out. Whereas Sony and Microsoft have kind of held on, and there's a good kind of middle, like, transitionary period.
Yeah.
Nintendo usually is like, oh, we don't give a shit about that one anymore.
Yeah,
like the Wii was an anomaly because of how popular the Wii was.
Well,
especially with how the Wii U didn't kick off. They kept making Wii games.
Yeah.
But with the typically in the past, with like when N64 came out, they were making SNES games anymore. There wasn't a transitionary period really. It was just N64 games. That's the new thing. So that's the new hotness. That's what we're coming out with.
So the issue with like the discrepancy between like the support between Wii U and Switch, and the discrepancy between Wii to Wii U is that the Wii U unfortunately didn't perform as well as far as like third party and just games in general. So like they dropped off support for that pretty quickly, but they also had like the 3DS, the whole DS family line that they could still kind of hang on to. So that's that. So it's not necessarily that they don't support
the systems for the long run, because like the 3DS is still technically getting support.
Yes and no. They haven't really created like in America. They haven't made physical games for 3DS in a hot minute.
But I'm not.
On top of it, they're cutting support completely early next year for the 3DS.
Well, that's
not what I'm talking about, though. I'm talking about how Nintendo has a track record of immediately dropping the previous system just about whenever a new system comes out, regardless, or mostly because it's not necessarily because of the handheld or whatever, regardless of that. The handheld thing, the capabilities does help the Switch. But looking at their track record, aside from, like I said, the Switch or the Wii with the Wii U and all that were anomalies, where the Wii U performed horribly and the Wii performed phenomenally. So they supported the Wii U as long as they could, but they continued to support the Wii well into the Wii U's lifespan because people weren't picking up the Wii U as quickly. But like I said, if you look in the past between PS1, PS2, Xbox, Xbox 360, like I said, N64 to GameCube, so on and so forth, you didn't have a lot of games that were released on both platforms. Whereas now it's very common to have a game that's brand new with the PS5 and the PS4 out that comes out on both, like God of War. And where you have the stuff that's exclusive on Xbox that comes out on both Xbox One and the series. Whereas with the Nintendo, where can you go to find, even with the Wii U and the Switch that released on both, that were first party, that weren't like Just Dance, you know?
Damn, I had that answer. I was waiting to drop Just Dance.
No, not Just Dance. Because Just Dance is a fucking whore. They release it on whatever the fuck they can.
Right.
Okay.
My refrigerator, I think, has Just Dance on it.
Exactly. My toaster has Just Dance. Okay.
But no, I mean, but
this
honestly,
bottle of Fireball, empty Fireball has Just Dance. I could dance right now.
I get what you're saying, but there again, I think it's the Wii is perhaps the last Nintendo console, because even though the Switch is in fact a console, I feel like it gets marketed more as a handheld device.
I agree. I feel with the Wii or with the Switch, it is marketed more as a handheld, and the hardware on it, the capabilities are more aligned with what a current handheld should be.
And that was why I bring the question as far as it not being capable, and where Dave was talking about like trying to stuff too much into this. I mean, it's not next gen. I don't think at any point they ever tried to pretend like it was next gen. It's the same thing that happened with like PSP versus the Vita, for example. You know what I'm saying? Like the Vita was better technology, but the games didn't evolve that much.
Since about the Wii or so, Nintendo hasn't cared as much about capabilities, graphical capabilities, how much they can shove in the system for a game, things like that. They've branched off into more fun for the whole family type stuff, right? And they can do that because they have a lot of franchises that do survive very well with that, like Mario, like Zelda, like Pokemon,
right?
That people of all ages play and is accessible to all ages. Whereas you have the PlayStation, especially when PlayStation first came out, like PlayStation 1, had some kids games, but was very much more marketed towards teens and adults, towards the ones who have been growing up with consoles, that have had consoles. Like they had an NES when they were a kid, you know, had an NES growing up, had an SNES growing up. And now they want something that's a little more, the storylines, the content is more akin to their style than just something that is Zelda or Mario. They may still enjoy those games, but they're looking for something more. Whereas Nintendo doesn't want to isolate the console, or for the most part, from family, you know, for all ages type thing. And because of that, you have the whole
one of the things that the
cartoony
Switch has done.
Feel.
But I also think that's one of the things that they've done with the Switch that doesn't really feel the same, because Nintendo's always kind of like stepped out there and they've released like, oh, here's an M-rated game from Nintendo. and they, but they always do that kind of like gimmicky, and that game always does really well just because finally I can get this game that everybody else is playing, and it'll be the Wii version of it. It's like not at all the same. No More Heroes is a fluke just because that was a dope ass game.
Well, No More Heroes also translated well because of the art style.
Right. Well,
it was graphically easy to emulate.
Well, I think the fact that it was swordplay in the game is why that worked well. It was just like a dope game. It translated well. But like everybody who ever came in to get like, oh, let me get Call of Duty on the Wii. No. It's not what you think it's going to be. It's not even what you want it to be. So when you get around to something like the Switch, and the first thing that comes to my mind is like, oh, I want a Switch, but I'm buying a Switch so I can play Breath of the Wild. I'm buying a Switch so I can play those first party Nintendo titles.
Like you're not buying a Switch to play Witcher 3. You're not buying a Switch to play Skyrim. Like you might get it too, but I guarantee you have another console that'll play Skyrim, and you've already played it fully and completely multiple times.
But I've never been able to play it in my car
on the go,
right? And see, and that's what I'm saying. Like, and so I'm curious, and David, this is kind of back to that original question here, as far as with them stuffing too much game into too little console. Do we accept that is it not acceptable because of the portability and the play anywhere aspect of it?
No, because it performs just about the same if you put it in handheld mode, in a docked mode. So the issue is that
and mind you, that docked mode, I completely get that docked mode. I mean, if I take my phone and I cast it up to the TV, it pixelates at some point just because there's that transfer and the resolution is altered slightly. Right. It's still coming through my phone. It's not better.
Well, the issue, like, because the Switch has different resolutions depending on if it's in handheld or dock mode. Because like dock mode, you're maxing out like 720, and then docked you're maxing out at like 1080.
Especially when you're talking about the newer model Switches, the OLED.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So OLED, I mean, that's high def in your hands. So
yeah. So the issue is going on is that like the Switch does not have the processing power to process something like Scarlet and Violet well. And people are saying that like, okay, they can just throw a couple patches out, like it's not going to fix what's going on with Scarlet and Violet. Like this is probably as good as Scarlet and Violet is going to get.
I will say, David, though,
the graphics down on the game.
People have pointed out that Breath of the Wild looks beautiful, and it's a very similar art style. And same thing where Arceus, however the hell you want to pronounce it,
right,
didn't have nearly as many bugs and glitches as Scarlet and Violet. Now that's the thing, though. That's the question. What the hell happened? And why does it seem like they tried to bite off more than they could chew?
Okay, so here's what's going on with Scarlet, and actually Scarlet and Violet to Arceus is a pretty good example, and I got a couple more ones that I'm going to do, but I want to tackle that one first. So in Legend of Arceus, you don't have like it's an open area zone, kind of like how Sonic Frontiers is doing it. So it's not necessarily a grand open world. You have different zones that are just open, right? And in those different zones, you have only so many assets that you have to render at any given time. Plus, things will despawn the further away you get from them, or they'll, the resolution will cut down. I forget the name of the term. It's been a minute since
I've stuff out in the horizon is blurry stuff.
Yeah, it'll blurry, like the resolution will be cut in half.
Field of view.
It's not field of view, but it's close
along
to that.
I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah. So,
which honestly, that's the thing that disappoints me. I know you're still going. That is something that consoles have dealt with for years to get around capabilities. Is like with Silent Hill. That's the whole reason why fog exists in Silent Hill. So they didn't have to render as much.
Right. So the issue is that the way that Arceus still got around it, plus Arceus still had its own set of like performance issues. Just I played that game from front to back. It's a great game. That shit had so many fucking issues.
But did Fuecoco always jump off of bridges?
No.
But here's the issue with Scarlet and Violet. Scarlet and Violet is a completely open world. And it's also rendering at least 400 Pokemon from the Pokédex at the same time as you're going along with all the NPCs that have to be on screen at any given time, plus all the weather conditions, anything that's going on, plus all the terrestrialized Pokemon that have their special little pillar of light that's going on. There's so many things that are being...
What I'm kind of hearing is that they should not have continued what they introduced in Let's Go, where Pokemon are visible.
No, they should have. The problem is they shouldn't have done it on the Switch. They should have waited for the next system. Because the Switch...
I know next week should do it never, but it's too early for them to implement it.
It's too early for them to implement as much as they did in Scarlet and Violet on the Switch. Like, if they went back to just random encounters, that would have been fine. Because it wouldn't have been as many...
Do you think it would have been better if they had had more time to work on it? If this had released next Christmas?
No, because we still don't have another Nintendo console.
So ultimately, the issue is that it comes out on the Switch, not on whatever Nintendo's new console.
So there's nothing you think they could have done to optimize it better?
No. So the problem is it's not just it being on the Switch. The problem is also that Game Freak knows that they have to put this game out, and they know that it will not work as well as they want to on the Switch. Because here's the other thing. There are people who have emulated this game on a computer, runs just fine.
So what you're saying is we need to get it on the computer.
Nintendo's not going
to. I'm not saying we need to get it with Nintendo's permission on the computer.
Of course.
Did I say that?
It's always morally correct to pirate Nintendo games. Anyway. But yeah, no, like just saying, because of the fact that like your standard gaming computer has more processing power than a Switch, right? You can run Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, no issues, no slowdown. You might have a little bit of like popping in and out, but that's just how they have the game rendering things, whatever. Yeah, no. And then like the other couple of comparisons that people keep bringing up is Super Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild. Now, for Breath of the Wild, it's an open world, but there's like nothing in it.
Draw distance. That's what we were looking for.
It's still not draw distance, but
that's what I'm thinking of. Is that the draw distance I think was too ambitious, and if they had scaled that draw distance down, so they didn't have to render quite as much. It's a similar issue that Minecraft will have.
Well,
if you're not careful with how much you render at the same time. Jack, can I help you?
But see, here's the other thing about that is, and this is kind of a problem that happened in Sword and Shield too. You can drop down that field of view and that draw distance as much as you want, but you still have things that are happening in the world that are still going on at all times.
See, and it shouldn't. So, like, it seems to me like Nintendo is making. Thank you, Jack. Thank you. You want to be involved? Okay.
He has opinions.
It seems like Nintendo is making. They're making mistakes for stuff that already has solutions. That we've had solutions.
Welcome to Nintendo. Welcome to Nintendo.
Yeah, that sounds about on par with Nintendo. We're like Xbox, Sony, whatever. Even Sega has dealt with this before in the past and have already found solutions and workarounds. This shit's like over 20 years old. And Nintendo's like, we can just have everything. We have the most powerful console ever.
Yep.
So like, Jack, are you comfortable sitting on my boobs?
Here's the other thing that like
that's the answer.
Yeah.
He immediately lays down. Well, how about that? Is that better?
Here's the other thing that like people keep bringing up was like, well, there's so much that they're like when you're in a fight in Breath of the Wild, there's so many things that's happening on screen as well. Why can't Pokemon Scarlet and Violet just like Breath of the Wild had like 22 different unique enemies.
That's it. Just 22.
22. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet has 400 Pokemon.
And but David, the $1 million question, David.
Hold on. Yes, Pikachu's in it.
Okay,
anyway,
that's the only important thing.
Hold on. Like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet has 400 different Pokemon, right? And out of those 400 Pokemon, you could have at least 125 of them in the world doing shit.
Not just there.
Just there doing shit.
They're like
right?
doing they're listen, they're like going out to clubs, they're doing their taxes.
They could be.
They're going grocery shopping, you know, like they're debating people on Reddit, like all number of things.
Yeah, so they could just be doing stuff in the world. You might not even be in the same part of the world that they are, but they're still doing things. And that's the issue. There's so much shit happening in the background that
David,
you can't.
You know what other console does that?
What?
Or you know what other game does that?
What?
Skyrim.
We're not gonna talk about Skyrim. All right.
You know what console that came out on?
Everything
that
else?
runs perfectly on? No, originally.
Fucking.
I'm not gonna talk about PS3 either because we all know PS3 was superior as far as hardware goes. 360. It ran. I mean, it had some glitches, had some bugs, but otherwise, it ran a lot better.
Yeah.
Than Pokemon does on a much older hardware, on a much older platform.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing, had hundreds of things. Every single NPC in Skyrim, if I remember correctly, has its own schedule,
right?
And has its own shit that it's up to the entire time. That's why every time you play Skyrim, you have a completely different experience.
Right. So those, like, the difference between that is well, it's not even really a difference. It's just that, like, while they do have like schedules and stuff, the scheduling and like the motions in Skyrim aren't that complex versus what's going on in Pokemon, but they're still
just running around.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Whereas like with Skyrim, you have someone who's like, I'm gonna pick a fight with you and I have no weapons, but you're the goddamn Dragonborn with like fucking dragon scale armor and like the best weapon in the game, but I'm gonna get you with my
the
dagger.
problem with that, like the problem with the comparison, and I'm not saying you're wrong, you're absolutely right. The problem going on with that is that Nintendo does not have access to the creation engine, which even like by gaming standards, I'm hoping to God that they get rid of the creation engine in 6. Holy shit. But the creation engine makes it a little easier to kind of like compress things enough to make it look good, but still function.
It circles back around to the fact that Nintendo and Game Freak and Pokemon will not put the amount of effort into making their game, into making Pokemon work like they do their other main franchises.
Well, I mean, is it because they don't have to?
Well, it's
I think that's part of it too.
Well, no, so it's part that it's Pokemon. They don't fucking have to. But also with the games, it kind of doesn't even really matter with the games because they don't make their money off of the video games.
They make it off of merchandise.
They make it off of merchandise. So they really don't have to do shit with the Pokemon. They could just fucking
I don't know what they're talking about. I've never bought a Pokemon plush in my entire life.
Yeah, go ahead and pan over to the side real quick. The actual issue with that is that Game Freak made a decision about if they were going to prioritize performance or game feel, and they prioritized game feel. So in the grand scheme of things, like for what they did, like for what they put out, they probably made the best decision because like you can ask anybody who has had their hands on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet for like a significant amount of time. They will tell you the same exact things every single time. Like, how's Pokemon? Oh, it's jank as fuck. This shit's broken as fuck. Oh, so you must hate it. And no, it's the fucking best Pokemon game ever.
Yeah. And that's the anomaly with it. It's broken as fuck, but it's fun still.
It's still fun.
That being said, like I feel like they're definitely taking advantage of the fact that a lot of people do tend to really like janky ass games. Like something
it's not that
it also gets you talking about it too.
There's two groups of people when it comes to janky games. You have the people who
play Skyrim forever.
Right.
Who play any Elder Scrolls game ever.
They or just like the people in general who literally can replay.
You showing your teeth? Look, he's
like
showing his teeth.
older titles over and over and over. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And not to say that there's anything wrong with that, but like my son Marius is a prime example in that I really don't feel bad about buying this kid any game he asked for because he's already researched every part of it in, out. back and forth, you know what I'm saying? And he's gonna play that game until that get like it would not shock me at all to go upstairs, look in his room, and see him playing New Vegas, see him playing Fable, to see him playing, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a number of titles, and like when we were just talking the other day,
talking about how much I played Fable.
Right. Yeah. All of us, you know what I'm saying?
And like there's a whole bunch of jank shit that we could just list off, the like Fable, fucking Fallout, Elder Scrolls, goddamn Mass Effect.
Like honestly, no,
the other group of
Fable
people,
1 not nearly as janky as Fable 2 and 3.
No, not at all.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But your other group of people are the people who buy the game, know that it's glitch, and they're going to take advantage of the glitch because they're probably not hardcore into the gaming aspect of it to begin with.
Honestly, look at like older games too, especially if you hit on like the N64. Look at Ocarina of Time. Watch any speed run for an older game.
Oh yeah.
Literally any speed run.
Break that game in half.
Look at a speed run for fucking Majora's Mask. That's like the big like.
Yep.
I love Zelda, but I'm not like everyone else in like Ocarina of Time. I like Majora's Mask, even though everyone says that these days. But like same as how it's not popular to
are you trying to
Final
say something
Fantasy 7 anymore.
Man, are you trying to say something?
You know that Majora's Mask is mid, and I think that
it is not
even less so.
Okay,
but,
all right. Anyway,
we divided.
Look, we're not going to talk.
One of the first things that comes to mind in this context is like the most recent game that came out, and you mentioned next gen hardware. On top of that, when Cyberpunk came out, the people who experienced problems with Cyberpunk were playing it on the PS4 and the Xbox One.
Yeah.
If you had a higher end Xbox One and you had the Xbox One X, you had very few issues.
Yeah.
If you were playing that thing on PS5 or
like
a
Dave,
series,
you played it on PS5.
You were fine.
How was your experience on PS5?
I played it on the Series S, and I love.
Or did we have it on? Do we have it on?
Xbox.
Do we get it on PS5 or Xbox?
Xbox.
So we have it on the Series X. So
yes.
David played on the Series X.
Yes. I stopped because like I encountered a rare game breaking bug that just would not allow me to
it's like how you experienced that shit in Fallout 4 that made you stop playing Fallout 4.
Yeah.
Because you're basic, but it's fine.
Oh, shut up. Anyway.
Also,
anyway.
Jack,
no, I mean
you
do have like a handful of those issues that come up from time to time. Most recently there's a God of War break right now, and that's on PS5. You know what I'm saying? And there's something like you get to a certain part. Matter of fact,
I'm almost done with God of War. I haven't had any issues with it at all.
Here's the most non-gamer person describing an issue they had, but our good friend Tony actually played through one of the games. He's playing God of War 5, and he is on a boss fight, and there's a glitch. That glitch, there was a glitch that happened that that's what we're called. There was a glitch that happened, and
this is new God of War. This is an actual God of War, but
right. And in that glitch,
God of War Skyrim,
there was something that the boss that he's fighting, they go through the section where you beat the boss's first form, and then they respawn, they come back, and now they have more energy and a whole new health bar. When the boss comes back the second time, he's not able to attack the boss, and the boss doesn't attack him. So he's just stuck right there. If he turns the game off and reloads, it reloads at the checkpoint of the new fight, and it's like the boss doesn't even see him. So that's an entire game that's now wiped.
I had that issue with Last of Us, the first one, when I played it on PS3. And that shit ticked me off because at the end of the chapter, I had to reload the entire. It was for the bloat zombie when you first encounter that, I could beat it completely, but then the cutscene would glitch afterwards.
Oh,
and I still have a video of that. And they turn into like little puppet things, and they right while you jump in the truck to run away. You see the zombies in the background going like cardboard cutouts. And then it would go to the black screen. It wouldn't load. I had to go to the very beginning of going through even coming up to the high school again.
I mean, but even being able to go back like a chapter is something. From what I understand, the way he was describing it, he can't go back to a previous save at all.
That's if he has previous.
I'm about to say this is why
a lot of people don't do that these days, and that's
why we do multiple saves.
Those of us who have been doing this stuff for a long time, you do
multiple saves
every time you save.
Listen to me.
Not only do I let it auto save, I have my manual save.
Exactly.
I have my second manual save.
Multiple saves.
Right,
all right.
Multiple.
Yeah.
Also,
you get to another chapter, do another save.
When y'all see Jack, he puts his
don't
head
trust
up all
that auto save.
You see his little
save.
He's very cute because like he's got a massive like overbite. So when he looks up, you can see his teeth sticking out, and he's very cute. By the way, if y'all don't know or you're new to this, I'm sorry, I'm hitting my microphone. This is Handsome Jack. He's a good dog. Most of my dogs are, or most of my animals are named from anime or video games. Some aren't. Like we have Rosie Cake. She's Rosie Cake because her name in the animal shelter was Rosalind, and she's thick. She got that cake, so she Rosie Cake. Gotcha. And then Mila, David named from a video game, and was it Freedom Planet?
Yeah.
And it's Mila Bean because she's like a little vanilla bean, and then Handsome Jack because he's dramatic, and then we have guinea pigs. We used to have a Timo, and he passed away from old age. We still have a Poppy and Lulu. And then we have, because where's there got to be Yordles from League of Legends. And then we have our JoJo reference bird, a cockatiel named Dio. So there you go. They're great.
So you thought somebody else was talking, but in the background it was I, Dio.
No, it's when David approaches him to refill his bowl.
Which I'm gonna stop doing.
So Dio's like, oh, you're approaching me.
I'm gonna have you.
David, like, I'm just trying to give you more food, you stupid bird.
I don't do it anymore.
And Dio's like, then come as close as you like.
But
and then I had the late great Fable Bacon, who is no longer with us.
So for as far as Pokemon Scarlet and Violet goes, like generally people are saying that it's a fun game. It does have its jank. It's very jank. But people are enjoying it. Game Freak can't do that anymore. They cannot release a game like that ever again. ever again. Like,
so they release the mid knowing it's mid, but you were going to buy it anyway, so here it is.
They released it making a decision between gameplay and game performance, and they chose, I think, correctly. Okay. But they cannot do this shit again. No. They have to they're going to have to cut back on some shit. If they're going to release
there will probably not be another Pokemon on the Switch.
If they're going to release another mainline Pokemon game, it cannot be on the Switch. No.
A better version of Hey You Pikachu.
No.
David,
Pokemon
I want
Stadium.
it.
They're
always Pokemon Stadium is coming to the N64 emulator on the Switch in the spring. So we are getting Pokemon Stadium. But before we go, I do have a few more anime descriptions we can run through real quick. Okay. Real quick. I'm gonna try not to do repeat ones from previous list. Okay. You guys ready? You ready?
What you got?
Okay. All hell breaks loose on a train.
Demon Slayer Mugen Train.
No. This is one I've seen, David.
What is it?
Baccano. Yeah, right. Space bounty hunters never get the bounty.
Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, yeah.
Guy suddenly has a face growing on his hand and becomes an edgy teen.
Parasite.
Yep. Mad scientist microwaves a banana and figures out the secret to time travel.
Steins Gate.
There you go. Satan gets a dead-end job.
The devil is a part-timer.
Bookworm discovers the wonders of coffee after his first diner date and decides to work for a coffee shop.
Tokyo Ghoul.
There you go. This setting is a cruel school where your studying conditions are affected by your grades. Follow a group of students as they band together and fight against this oppressive system.
Say that one again.
The setting is a cruel school where your studying conditions are affected by your grades. Follow a group of students as they band together and fight against this oppressive system.
That is
3 words.
Nah.
Baka and Test.
Okay, not what I was.
That I I don't know if I agree with that description. That's all right.
Bunch of people get phone diaries and have to kill each other to become God.
Mirai Nikki.
No.
Future Diary?
Yes.
That's Mirai Nikki.
Okay. I don't know the name. It just says the Future Diary. It doesn't say the Japanese name. Large humanoid creatures destroying walls and eating people.
Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan.
School kid is imprisoned in a theme park for the murder of his entire class.
Dead Man Wonderland.
Yep.
That was the one I was thinking of a moment ago when you were talking about the students rise together.
Yep. Boy seals contract with demon to get revenge for his parents' murder.
Boy seals contract.
Black Butler.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see.
No, he had the demon put in him. That's not the same.
Failed manga artist goes back 18 years to prevent the murder of his classmates.
That's an
Bakuman?
No. Starts with an E. It's one word.
Erased?
Yes.
Yeah. Huh.
Let's see. Kid who turns into weapons collect souls.
Soul Eater.
There you go. But that wasn't really a full sentence, but sure. Gender bent girls.
No, that was a complete sentence. Yeah.
Kid who turns into weapons collect souls.
The kid turns into a weapon and he does indeed collect souls.
And collect soul. That's what I mean. There should be another word in there. And the sentence doesn't really make sense. Gender bent girl joins boy club after breaking expensive vase.
Or in high school host club. That's
eccentric godlike high school girl forms Supernaturals club.
Haruhi.
Yes. What's the full name though?
It could be there's a bunch. There's the melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, the disappearance.
Yes. The melancholy specifically.
Yeah. Sam's losing his shit.
I'm like, wait a minute. Okay,
what's going on here? We're going into like the deep trenches.
Right, like get back to the middle. Get back to the middle.
NEET, NEET siblings play a chess game and are sent to a game world.
No game, no life.
Okay. Kids are trapped in a school with an evil bear and are made to kill each other.
We did that. That's Danganronpa.
Yep. Two gangsters' kids date to prevent family feud.
Two gangsters' kids.
Does somebody
starts with an N?
This is a Romeo and Juliet plot. I don't know.
Nisekoi.
Okay. All right.
I was trying to think like who does Reborn in who's the kid in Reborn? Does he date anybody? That was
no.
Kid gets powers from green-haired girl in straitjacket and tries to overthrow an empire.
Code Geass.
Yes. All right. There you go. I hope y'all enjoyed.
That was those descriptions. I mean, there was a couple in there I might have to check out now. just because of the description, there's a few in there that I would probably want to check out now.
Yeah, man.
That's why I like doing that kind of stuff, because you get some weird descriptions like, oh, well, okay, that's interesting.
Like that's what that's about. Let me go check that out. And
watch Chainsaw Man, watch Spy Family, watch Witch from Mercury.
Yeah,
all good stuff.
Chainsaw
Man's getting crazy now, so you should watch that. Also watch Bleach, because Bleach is getting crazy now. It's been crazy, but it's getting crazier.
So here's a question on Bleach. So if I did not watch all of the original episodes in Bleach, would I be able to come into the 1,000-year Blood War and like have a clue as to what the hell's happening? Do I need to have like at least a base understanding of the characters, or like
you will need to understand all these characters?
Okay.
So I would not recommend watching 1,000-Year Blood War without watching the entirety of Bleach. If you really want to get to it real quick, just read it. Just read it up to this point.
Okay.
Don't try to watch it. Just read. You'll get through it quicker reading.
Heard.
That's
okay.
What she said.
Good to know.
You can spend 2 minutes on a chapter. You can spend 20 minutes on an episode. It's your choice.
Hi, Jack. Oh, look at this sweet dog.
Okay. Yeah. It may not look as cool, but you'll know what's going on.
I want all y'all to be jealous of this dog and wish you
like,
had an emotionally attached Velcro dog like Jack.
You'll miss like
of course his breath smells like death, but it's fine.
You'll miss like one cool filler subplot, but that's about it. Because all the other ones don't really matter. The one where all the Zanpakutos like materialize and you get that cool thing. You'll miss that, but that's not important. But just read the manga if you want to get caught up real quick.
Okay, so I have to do that because I want to see Bleach. I've heard some people talk about it, and everybody's getting all invested in it. And I'm like, I didn't watch the first one. So
it's peak. It's peak right now. Yeah,
but
it's
awesome. I'm like all in on Spy Family. Still love that show. Thank you so much for that. Chainsaw Man, I've been with since day one, so that's been awesome.
I saw a description for Chainsaw Man. I couldn't find it, but it was really funny. A vague description. Yeah, I'm mad. I can't remember.
I mean, no, I think the one David gave was man down bad would do anything to touch boobs.
Down bad will do anything to touch boobs.
It was along the similar lines to that.
Because it's the most accurate thing that you can say without spoiling that thing.
And you know what? And I will say that every time he has raised the bar, I'm happy for him. And it's like, your standards are so low that I'm glad that this is now what you want. That this is now what you want. That this is now what you want. Like, and I appreciate the honesty.
Yeah.
Like,
honestly,
ain't bullshitting about it.
He's not even trying to hide it. He's just like, I'm not trying to risk my life for no cat. I'll let you touch my boobs 3 times. All right, so where's the cat?
Right.
Who got the cat? Hold on. Where is it at? Who I need to cut?
David, is that what I need to do when I ask you to do stuff around the house then?
Nah, I'm not that easily swayed.
Are you saying my boobs aren't good enough for you?
I'm saying that I value my life over touching boobs.
I see how. No, I'm just talking about stuff around the house. I said stuff around the house, David.
Stuff around the house anyway. Without
David, can you please get me heat up my cheese dip and bring it to me, please? I'll let you touch my boobs.
Hey,
2 times.
Anyway.
You know what? That's going to be the kicker. The number of times that you offer. That's what's going to make the
dose.
No.
Once because you heated it, once because you brought it. You got to come through
a third time if you heat it correctly, because half the time it's not heated all the way, or you don't.
I have to catch up on the last episode of Chainsaw Man because I stopped right where no spoiler, where Eye Patch takes home a special package.
So,
okay.
Oh yeah, you're just like one episode behind.
Right. I was on vacation last week. We had birthday, Thanksgiving vacation. I did nothing.
Yeah. Shit's getting crazy. That's all I'm gonna say.
I've got to catch up on everything, and that's the plan, to get caught up on everything. But that's it for tonight. I want to thank everybody who tuned in. Be sure to check out russellparkway.com where you can get all the details about his books. Check back later where we're going to have some specials and we're going to be talking about the best headphones, and maybe we'll do a whole Grown A Geeks holiday guide. Obviously, we talk about TVs, monitors, and most of the geek stuff because we all deal with that type of stuff. I will have to replace this 27-inch LED TV because the resolution is 720. It is garbage, and my mouse does not move smoothly across the 3 screens anymore.
So you need to get like my Predator that I have, my Acer Predator, right?
Right. Well, see, I've got 2 Asus monitors here, and they got the NVIDIA 3D Vision, so those are good. I just have to get a decent middle monitor. But since we're now doing a lot more gaming on this computer with Game Pass and this and that, because my son just got Dark Tide, I just put a 1 terabyte hard drive in so that we can install and play some better games here. Got to switch some stuff up. So I wanted a bigger screen, but the 720p on this TV, that ain't cutting it.
Right.
But maybe once we do the holiday guide and I rearrange the room and move it in the other spot, we'll be able to figure something out.
I was just making sure the star of the show is in frame.
Clearly Jack is in frame and he's where he needs to be.
The mascot, the official mascot of Grown A Geeks, Handsome Jack here.
Handsome Jack. He's the other mascot. Our official mascot is up there in the bed with Mom because that's what she does. But be sure to click that QR code.
Jack doesn't look like he licked a light socket, so
this is true.
I do love your dog, but
he is handsome.
This is a handsome dog. That being said, we did just get through clipping his claws of the day, and he screeches like you've been snapping his bones
Well,
whenever you try and clip his claws, and he was just
not something that we'd have to deal with on this end.
No,
but that's where the
frayed
hair and stuff comes from.
I wish Jack was a little easier to do maintenance stuff with. So, But.
All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for having tuned in. Make sure to click the QR code there. Follow that. It'll take you to our link tree where you can find all the places where you can find us online. We are Grown A Geeks. You can join our Facebook page. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube where you can be a part of this every week, where you can find our show, Weigh In Wednesdays. I've been your host tonight, Sam. Joining me was Hatman right over there, David, Linda right over here. Catch them at their respective Twitch TVs. And if there's nothing, and Handsome Jack, thank him so much.
And Rosie.
And, yeah, right. Rosie Cakes was back there. She was hiding.
Mila's and their dog crate off camera. She likes the dog crate. They like to sleep in the dog crate. We just leave the door open. They're like, yeah.
Well, that's cool. At least they have that in place.
Yeah.
But for the three of us, we appreciate you being here. We are out of here. Peace.